Are we good? He checked out mine.
3-2-1 after the game. Will
It is a football Friday night, and it is high school football. Alabama's after the game. John Holder with you on this football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We're coming to you live tonight once again from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. It is the quarterfinal round of the Alabama High School Athletic Association State Football Playoffs. 4 teams left in the South, 4 teams left in the North going into tonight, 8 teams left in the top 6 classifications. The 7th classification, the state semifinals, that was tonight. They've already got the Super 7 set and ready to go for the state championships in Class 7A. Tonight on the show, we are going to bring you not only all the local scores, we'll have every score in the state of Alabama, all the matchups coming up for next week. And of course, we got a ton of highlights, award winners, and a whole lot more. So as always, let's kick things off with our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard on this football Friday night. And we'll take you out to that right now. We will have highlights of this game. This was a great football game, even closer than the score would indicate. Number 2 Piedmont, number 8 Gordo. They're just about all top 10 matchups at this point in the season. Playing tonight at the Field of Champions in Piedmont. Number 2 Piedmont beats Gordo, holding them off late to win it 28-20. Piedmont 13-0 for the second year in a row. They are headed for the Class 3A semifinals. We will bring you all the highlights of that game at the Field of Champions in Piedmont tonight. Huge win for the Anniston Bulldogs. Number 4 team in the state in 4A on the road in Northwest Alabama tonight at Howard Chapel Stadium in Tuscumbia, taking on the Deschler Tigers. Number 4 Anniston beating number 8 Deschler tonight 31-7 up in Northwest Alabama. Well, let's take you to another great game tonight. Wadley was in trouble in the first half. They actually trailed at halftime. They trailed in the third quarter. But Wadley roaring back in the second half, as we've seen them do so many times this year. Wadley beating Hubbardville 62-38 tonight down at Curtis Lynch Memorial Stadium in Wadley. Wadley, the number 1 team in the state, moves on to the semifinals. They are now 12-0. Wadley and Hubbardville. We will have highlights of that game coming from Wadley just a little bit later on. Not as good of a news for the folks from Clay County. Their bus broke down on the way to Mobile tonight, and then they got down there and they just could not get it done offensively. Defense did its job, but Central Clay County number 5 team in the final poll in 5A, they fall tonight to Viger down in Pritchard at Wolfpack Stadium. We're going to bring you highlights of this game tonight. We've got these highlights from Mobile where Viger shut out Central Clay County tonight 14-0. We will also have highlights of this game. My crew was over at Bill Morris Stadium in Moody tonight. We only had rain for about a minute, and it was number 2 Moody taking advantage of the mostly dry field. They beat Briarwood Christian tonight 51-27, the final score. Moody, the number 2 team in the state in 5A. Briarwood was tied. It was 14-14 deep into the second quarter. Moody took control of the game late in the second half, and then they really controlled the game in the fourth quarter, in third and fourth quarter, as Moody tonight beats Briarwood Christian 51-27. They move on to the 5A semifinals for the second year in a row. And we will also have highlights of this game coming. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Coosa Christian and Tuscaloosa Academy playing tonight in Gadsden at Philip Ellen Stadium. Coosa Christian wins the game. They had a lot of rain. Of all the games that we covered, this was probably the game that had the most rainfall as Coosa Christian tonight beat Tuscaloosa Academy by a score of 17-0. That was the final score in that game. I think we've got Mark Sanders here. Someone can go let him in. He's at the door waiting to get in. So Coosa Christian tonight beats Tuscaloosa Academy 17-0. We'll have the complete highlights and the post-game reaction. Coach Michael Short and crew from over in Gadsden this evening. All right, back here now on After the Game. And we are here with Don Wilson. You know Don from the Football Friday Nights, my partner on Friday nights, one of our official tasters, along with Coach Michael Short, in our Johnson's Giant Food Concession Stand of the Week. We present a $100 gift certificate from Johnson's Giant Food to a different concession stand each week around the region. And then we pick the concession stand of the year from those 10 throughout the regular season. And we're proud to announce tonight that our concession stand of the year, Don, we're going to say it, so if you'll hold that up and show the folks out there, our concession stand of the year is the Walter Welborn High School Athletic Booster Club. Joe Smith is here. He's the president of the Athletic Booster Club.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us, we're going to roll some video here of exactly what we're talking about here. So, Joe, just tell us about this item that we had. This was the Philly cheese steak fries. I got that right?
Yes, sir, you got it right there. It's a creation that my wife comes up with. She comes up with all of our Friday night specials, and it's one of those things that we decided to do that night, and you guys just happened to be there and got to try it, and it's probably our #1 seller. We sell more of it. People ask at the beginning of the year, hey, when are you having the Philly cheesesteak fries? And we could probably sell a lot more of them. We've done them every week, but it's just something we kind of special we do just that one time there. So
Our timing was right.
your timing was right. We definitely appreciate it.
I normally don't get to taste, but I got to taste on this one. Actually, I couldn't resist tasting. But Don, you kind of made the final decision here because you tasted all of these things this year. So tell us what stood out to you about this dish here.
We did, John. We visited 11 concession stands during the course of the year. And
look at that.
As you can see in the video there, this one stood above the crowd. We had 11 worthy champions, but you couldn't just have one. And this year it's the Johnson's Giant Food Concession Stand of the Year, Walter Welborn Athletic Booster Club.
That is and you know, we have seen here, Joe, a lot of folks working in the concession stand. I don't think you were out there actually cooking the steak the night we were there on the griddle.
Yes, so we ran out. I mean, that's something, it ran out in the first quarter. But, I cooked like 10 pounds of the meat there, and it was gone just like that, And then I had to cook another 5 pounds there to kind of keep up. So.
Right.
But we have a lot of churches that come in and help us on our concession stands, and we appreciate everything they do.
I think this particular night we had Greenbrier Road Baptist Church and Leatherwood Baptist Church, I think, were helping.
Yes, sir.
That night.
We had Mikey Webb in there with us that night, too, helping. He was running the fryers that night. So it gave me a break because I normally run them, too. So.
It takes a lot of folks. How many people on a typical Friday night out on the hill does it take to make this thing go?
It takes 10 people to run it.
Wow.
Yes, sir. We got 10 people that run, and it's nonstop to the fourth quarter. And sometimes after the game, people are still buying stuff. So,
Don, as you're digging in right there, tell us the uniqueness. Obviously, this is not a dish that you see in a lot of restaurants and places like this. This is unique. What did you think about this dish here?
Just the sauce itself. There's Joe making.
Yes, sir.
It was a cool night out on the hill, and
It was.
that Philly cheesesteak right there was the ticket. That's good.
That's good stuff. And not only that, but you're cooking other stuff, not just the steak. You're cooking those hamburgers and all that kind of stuff. What are some of the other items that you offer maybe on a weekly basis? People next year go out to the hill. What can they expect?
Well, weekly we do chicken fingers. We do our fries every week, hot dogs, hamburgers. And we do a cheesecake every week too that we do with a homemade strawberry sauce my wife makes.
I think Tyler Schmidt got some of that, our photographer, that night as well. Some of that cheesecake to go.
Yes.
So Don, I'll let you make the official presentation to Joe. They can hang this up in their concession stand.
There it is, concession stand of the year. Congratulations.
Well, thank you to after the game, and thank you to Giant Johnson Food for this. We definitely appreciate it. We'll definitely put it in our concession stand. It's something that we're very proud of there at Welborn. So.
Absolutely, our third concession stand of the year. They'll join Spring Garden, Hokes Bluff, and now Walter Welborn in kind of our Hall of Honor of concession stands across East Alabama. And before we go to break, let me tell you about the folks at Core Sports Medicine. They bring you our play of the night, and later on tonight, we're going to bring you our play of the year of those 11 plays of the night. We're going to unveil the winner as chosen by you. You voted on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. Core Sports, located in Oxford Highway 78. And they are fantastic folks. They can also do surgery not only here in Anniston, but in Oxford at the Surgery Center, over in Pell City as well. They are fantastic surgeons. Dr. Ray, Dr. Waller, they'll take care of all of your surgery needs. Great folks at Core Sports Medicine. And they were great partners this year with High School Football Alabama's After the Game in bringing us this great concept that we came up with, this play of the night. And we'll unveil a little bit later on tonight on After the Game our play of the year. We come back, we've got tons of scores, highlights, special guests, and a whole lot more as we roll on a Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jack State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
RO Supply, located just off South Quintard Avenue in Anniston, really on South Noble Street in Anniston. For all of your remodeling needs, that's the place to go. They bring you touchdown T-shirts here on After the Game. And let me just tell you, the folks at RO Supply, they have the doors, the windows, and more, exceeding your expectations and not your budget all during the season. If you saw our cameras out at your stadium, you saw these great touchdown T-shirts going out. Usually to the local team or the home team, whoever scored first. That's how we determined who got the touchdown T-shirts. And we were throwing out several of these at every game, presented by the folks at RO Supply with our touchdown T-shirts, making kind of their re-debut in East Alabama during the high school football season of 2025. We are joined at this time by a very special guest. He is the head coach of the Asheville Bulldogs. Coach Mark Sanders joins us. Coach, welcome in. Glad to have you with us on After the Game once again. Coach Sanders, we talked about it all season long on here, really not just here in East Alabama, but I think the entire state. One of the remarkable turnarounds was the Asheville Bulldogs this year. Your team, a winning season for the first time in several years, and then the big thing was getting back into the state playoffs for the first time in 20 years. You're an Asheville graduate, so I know that meant a lot to you to get the Bulldogs back into the state playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. It meant everything. And, just being from there and being an Asheville guy, just everything that we did meant so much more. And we just tried to bring that spirit back to the town. had a lot of great things happen, and it was a phenomenal year. And came up a little bit short, but hey, it was a great ride.
You know, your first year as head coach there at Asheville, you've been a head coach before, Victory Christian, Donahoe, but coming back, how special was it? You mentioned it, coming back to your alma mater where you played football, to come back and walk the field at Ken Logan Stadium and be the head football coach of the Asheville Bulldogs.
It was really cool. I mean, it was almost like that feeling, you know, the very first time I walked out there being the head coach again. You know, it was almost like the first time I ran out of the tunnel in Bryant-Denny.
Right.
Honestly, it was. And, you know, just, man, and the community, the support by everybody has been phenomenal. So,
Coach, when you first got there, did you feel like that you had the pieces in place to have the kind of season you had? Because Coach Short and I were out at the Jamboree at Ohatchee. And, you know, I was talking on the sidelines. I said, Coach, this ain't a bad football team at all. So he's got a great quarterback, J.B. Potter. He was really good in that Jamboree game back in August. I said, they've got a good quarterback. They got a great tight end. This is not a bad football team at all. This team might surprise some folks. I said, I know it sounds crazy to say that Asheville might be in the playoffs, but I thought, Coach and I thought then that maybe you had the pieces in place to make a run, and as it turned out, you did.
Yeah, we did. And, you know, it was tough putting everything together, you know, and I thank my coaching staff for just being awesome and doing what they did. And but you know, it takes time to build chemistry on a team, and you know, you got to show them a lot of love and put a lot of faith in them, and just ultimately just help them believe in themselves and come together as a unit. And you know, when you do that, you know, good things happen, especially guys that are willing to buy into what you're selling. You know, so it was an awesome turnaround for us.
I think it's probably easier to love the kids from Asheville because that's your hometown, so you got kind of that bond there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and there was a lot of kids, you know, that I remember, you know, I even coached some of them in little leagues, you know. It's just, it was really cool. It's been surreal, honestly, so far.
The moments, there's moments when you think, man, this bunch, we might actually get it done. We might actually get to the playoffs. From an outside perspective looking in, I thought the Hokes Bluff game was huge.
It was.
But kind of take us through moments, maybe back in the summer, in the spring, or certain games where you kind of thought, well, man, we're turning the corner here.
I'd probably say coming up to OTA at Cleveland County and up in Heflin, and you know, just there was a few things that I saw. I remember seeing our guys do this. Okay, I think we might have a shot, you know, and seeing our line perform a little bit during that camp, and then, you know, we were really going through practice in the fall. You really don't know what you're going to get. So we, you know, we did a little scrimmaging with the guys, and you know, going into that Springville game, I was just hoping that something great was going to happen, and you know, we just started building from there. And it took a while, but man, we got the wheels greased, and everything started rolling good for us, and it was an awesome journey. And that's what I told my guys after we played Hamilton in the first round was, you know, guys, you can't really focus on this moment right now. You know, it's all about the journey. You know, so every little thing that we went through, all the great times, you know, the post-game celebrations, you know, rolling the courthouse, you know, all the cool stuff, and the times we had together, having good times at practice, you know, that's what it's about. It's the journey, you know. So
it's our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Asheville head coach Mark Sanders, our guest here on this Football Friday night. Coach, you mentioned the Springville game. Outsiders may not realize, you do, just how big a rival Springville and Asheville have been through the years. So you mentioned that game and how big it was, the opening game of the season, and you won that game. And I think that's the first time it turned my head. I said, wait a minute, you know, Asheville had just beat Springville. That's a big deal.
It was a huge deal, and I got emotional after the game. There was a picture floating around on Facebook of me crying, and I was like, oh man, of course. But I mean, it's that moment, because then after we won that, you know, I just was thinking about all the coaches that I had and the times with the guys that I played with, and it just all the emotions rushed in, and just it's what football's supposed to be about, you know.
And then awesome. You come back, a couple of weeks later, Aniana, and you know, for folks who don't know, Aniana is the winningest high school football program in this state, period, throughout history. And to go and beat them 2 years in a row, to beat Aniana 2 years in a row, this one I think you played at Aniana this time, right, at Gilbert Stadium. Not many folks, I don't care what the season is, not many folks go into Gilbert Stadium and win at Aniana. You did that, and so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, now wait a minute, this bunch is really really turning some heads. Now, how big was the Aniana win?
It was awesome. I mean, we struggled in the first half, and but the game was still close, you know. So, but we came back out, and man, the guys just did not stop fighting. And that's one thing I love about my team is they never quit fighting. They never stop fighting throughout the year, and even, you know, just making gutsy plays. You know, like we're down and we get it 21-20 versus Aniana, and then, you know, my scrappy team finds a way to put it in for 2 and go up, you know, by 1, and that was the final score, 22-21. So, you know, it's like, do you have what it takes when you get challenged and you put it on the line? You know, is it going to happen, you know? And I was sitting over there biting my fingernails. I didn't know what was about to happen, but, oh, man, they pulled that one out. It was amazing.
Coach, let's go back to that Hamilton game just a couple weeks ago, first-round playoff game. You're the number 4 team in your region, which means you're going to take on a region champion all the way almost in Mississippi, 3.5-hour road trip over to West Alabama to take on a region champion. And you go in there and almost won the dadgum game. Take us through that game over at Hamilton.
Well, it was, you know, it's tough to talk about, you know, because I know what kind of team I had, and I know how good Hamilton was, and, you know, just us turning the ball over in the first half cost us, you know, and then a late touchdown we gave up before the half ended, and you know, being down 28-7, you know, we fumble a kickoff or kick return. You know, they get it, put one in, and then we fumble on offense, and then we throw an interception in the first half, you know. So, but us challenging them at halftime and really challenging them, and you know, just to be the team that we know they could be. And they came back out and scrapped and tied it up with 4 minutes left. And then, you know, Hamilton went down and ran the old Philly special on us and put one in late. But my guys still, you know, we threw a ball up and caught the ball out of bounds in the back of the end zone when its time expired, you know, and that's how scrappy my team was. And, you know, just lost by 1 touchdown, 34-28. So I was sad that we didn't get to go on, but I told them after the game, you know, that spirit that you guys had in the second half, that's what football's all about, and that's what being Asheville Bulldogs is all about. So just watching that was awesome to me, and I was proud of them.
I mentioned your quarterback earlier. I think he's just about as good a quarterback as you're going to find in these parts in any classification, J.B. Potter. A lot of folks before this season started had not heard a lot about him, but tell us about this guy. He's a senior, but this guy's a great high school quarterback.
Man, JB's an amazing kid. He really is. He's humble. Always wears a smile on his face, at least when he's not in competition. Now, he's a competitor, and man, but you know, without him, season looks totally different. Honestly, I mean, he just has a way of commanding the field, and you know, you always know he's out there. And man, but just I couldn't be more proud to be his coach and to be able to share his senior year with him. And you know, the stats that he put up were insane. I mean, he was 3,700 yards total, you know, and 20-something touchdowns in the air, and just an amazing job he had this year. Over 1,000 rushing. Like he was incredible. So
his ability, the thing that struck me about watching him play was his ability to throw on the run, scramble around, and then on the run throw a dart to somebody. Saw him do that many, many times. There's not a lot of quarterbacks at any level that have that ability and capacity.
Oh, you're right. There was a play in a game where I saw him make one guy on the defense miss 3 times, and a lot of other guys miss more than once, you know, in one play, you know, and I was just watching him like, this kid's incredible. Like you cannot produce that kind of vision and just know how to get things done. You know, he's an awesome guy.
All right, take us to next year now. This year's over. It's in the rearview mirror. Tell us about what you got coming back, what the plans are for the offseason. I guess Asheville fans and other fans of 4A football around want to know about this Asheville team in 2026. Tell us about it.
We've got a lot of good returning players. You know, one that comes to mind first is Jamon Williams. He was a difference maker, you know, and he's a guy that runs a 4.40, you know, and you put the ball in his hands, he's electric. And other guys that are big playmakers, Luke Brewer, I mean, he's had so many tackles you can't even barely count them, and just a difference maker on defense. Braden Daniels, Hayden Phillips, you know, my lineman. You know, I've got a lot of good guys coming back. You know, Justin Henderson, he was an all-county guy, and you know, Trent Horsley, Julian Kay, all these guys, Jeremiah Sasser on the line, just difference makers, and we're going to keep working to get better. And that's the thing that we've got to instill in them is the off-season workout program, you know, and did it coming in early, and just saw them keep getting better and stronger and in better shape and believing in themselves in the weight room too, you know. So that's a big deal. You know, Brandon Farmer makes a difference on the outside, and Braden Buckner. I mean, we've got a lot of guys that are coming back to help and going to be real big difference makers. Jackson Frondorf, you know, I've got some good sophomores, and you know, we just have to develop. That's the thing. You know, we've got to get in the weight room and you know, we've got to study the game. And a lot of these guys play multiple sports too. So, you know, I've got to kind of steal some of their time soon. And that's going to be a challenge. But, man, I couldn't love being back home more. I mean, it's just an incredible group of kids and an incredible town. And, you know, it's amazing.
Coach Michael Short's around here somewhere. He just walked in, sent me a picture earlier. He was at Coosa Christian tonight. He got soaking wet over there. He's probably in there drying off. We're going to try to get him in here before we get done with you, because I know he wants to talk about your dad a little bit. In the meantime, I guess the wild card that nobody knows at this point in time, and it's probably going to be another 3 or 4 weeks before we find out, or maybe even January before we find out, reclassification is coming. And so that people don't understand how big a deal that is, because whether you're going to be north, south, in this case, I think it is with Asheville, whether you're going to be east-west, you're going to get shifted off to the west, you're going to stay here in the east. Where's the dividing line? Who's going to be in your region? Those kind of things. No one knows at this point in time. But, Coach, that's a huge deal as far as scheduling, obviously, as far as who you can you continue to play Springville and people like that, St. Clair County, folks like that who are big rivals. Are they going to be in your region, or what's going to happen there? So kind of your thoughts about reclassification while we wait on Coach Short to come in.
Well, I was just talking to the guys in there. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 3A or 4A. You know, in the area that we're in, and this place in Alabama that we're in, that's just so heavy football, and so many great traditional football teams and programs, and it doesn't matter really which way you go. You got a juggernaut of people coming at you at all times.
Well, in the region that you played in this year, you know, top to bottom, when you start talking about Cherokee County, Anniston, who won tonight, going to be in the semifinals, Alexandria, who was 9-1 this year, Hoax Bluff, always tough, Aniana. I think 6 of the 8 teams in your region in modern times, not way back in the 20s and 30s and things like that, but in modern times, 6 of the 8 teams have won state championships in the region. So whatever region you wind up with, it's probably not going to be anything you haven't seen before after being in this region.
Oh, no. And that's the one thing I want to try to get inside my guys' heads is that, you know, you can be one of those guys. You know, we can turn Asheville into that. And it's just got to take a lot of work, and it's got to take a lot of dedication. But, hey, they're out there. Those teams are out there, and they're ready to come get us, you know, and we just got to prepare and get ready to fight back. But it's no matter where we're at, you know, we're gonna come out and believe in ourselves and go get after it like we should.
Well, there's a rich as you well know, there's a rich football tradition at Asheville. This is the team that's been deep in the 3A playoffs before, going back into the 90s. This is the team that's had some great football teams through the year and produced some great talent through the year. So you're right, Coach. You tap into that because you've experienced it all your life. You know what it's about. You can draw on that and impart that to these guys that maybe a coach who's not from Asheville wouldn't be able to kind of, you know, tap into that, so to speak.
Yeah, and you know, I believe just me having guys like John Gross, you know, as my head coach in high school, and the way that he handled us as a team, and that plays a big part in the future of our program, and because that's the way I'm going to handle it. You know, is we're building a family, and we're creating family atmosphere, and making guys want to enjoy playing the game of football. And that's the one thing I really took away from my seniors when I first got there was, you know, they just didn't enjoy playing the game anymore, you know. And that's, to me, that's really sad because it's literally the best game on the planet. And it teaches you so much more about life than it does just winning games. You know, that's what we're trying to pump into the guys is, you know, this is going to carry you forever, you know, throughout your carnal life. You know, you're going to be affected by what you do while you're here doing this. And so the process is starting. You know, we just got to keep rolling and make sure, you know, we got to have the right guys in place. And, man, I can't wait to see what we can do.
Coach Sanders, tonight was the quarterfinals in the playoffs except for 7A. They had their semis tonight. So you're like all of us now. You're a kind of a fan watching all these games unfold across the state tonight. So from a coaching perspective or whatever, seeing some of the scores tonight and how things came out, what are some of the takeaways that maybe you had tonight about this quarterfinal round in all classes, 1A through, because you've coached 1A a lot. You're familiar with that. You were at Westbrook for a while, so you know about 3A. You certainly know about 4A football. So kind of some impressions tonight around the state.
I'm really interested to see, the Anniston and Anniston, see what they can do. They were really an impressive team when we played them. And then Plainview. I mean, I've seen them on film and I've watched them play a little bit, and they play so well as a team together. They flow well together, and they have a lot of chemistry. Thompson, I thought they were going to give that one away tonight. They're at the end, and there was
35-34, I think, is what they won, but they had a big lead, and then Central Phoenix City, to their credit, came all the way back. So. That was an incredible game.
It was, and Moody took care of business. They're a good football team. I think they got a real good shot at doing some good stuff. And I haven't really studied a whole bunch of the Southern teams. I know Saraland won pretty big tonight, but I mean, I was a fan tonight. I was on my phone earlier, and I was just like flipping games and trying to find the next one. And Piedmont and Gordo, that was a good game too.
You're right down.
It was a really good one. And Piedmont's just a scrappy team. And Gordo had all the size, and that tells you a lot about Piedmont. Gordo's size and the way they power the football, but just Piedmont, they're just scrappy. And playing against them for years, like we found that out firsthand. Like they're a great football program.
Coach, as we kind of wind things up here, and I don't know if we got Coach Short coming or not. Maybe somebody can let me know if he's going to make it or not.
He's probably about to bust through that door over there.
I don't know if he's coming. If he's going to make it, he needs to come quick. Coach, let's talk about St. Clair County football. And I'm not talking about St. Clair County High School. I'm talking about St. Clair County football. This year was incredible in that county. That's where you are. You were in the playoffs. St. Clair County in the playoffs, had a big turnaround season. Moody in the playoffs. Pell City in the playoffs. Raglan in the playoffs. Victory in the playoffs. I mean, I think every team in the county except Springville made the playoffs this year.
It's awesome, man. It's really awesome, and it just speaks volumes to the awesome county that we live in, and I'm proud to be from there. I've enjoyed my years over here in Calhoun. It was great, but man, there's something really special about St. Clair and like Shoal Creek Valley. That's where I'm from. I got to give a nod to my Shoal Creek Valley folks, and just a beautiful place, and just the whole county itself. There's so much tradition and history behind everything there. And 1818, still the only county in Alabama with 2 county seats.
That's right.
It is.
Right. Asheville and Pell City.
Yeah.
Coach, what is it as far as, what do you think about all these programs being good? Is it one of those things where a rising tide lifts all ships, so to speak?
Well, it might be like a roller coaster. You never know. I mean, some may lose and guys may sift off. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about football. And, and coaching it for years, you just see it firsthand. I know you've been around it for so long, but you'll just see programs. Once you're in them and you're dealing with kids every day, and you have a group come through, you're like, man, this group right here, now they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
it. And then there's another group that are like, we really don't care about football, So, it kind of comes in waves, and it's really interesting, and it makes what we do pretty challenging, but it's not just about the game, It's a ministry, and it's awesome just to be a part of it and be able to do it.
Absolutely. Coach, we're going to let Coach Short catch up with you in the hospitality room over
He's
here.
probably over against some pizza, ain't he?
He's probably over there. But Coach Mark Sanders, head coach of the Asheville Bulldogs, one of the great stories in high school football this year. A big turnaround season, state playoffs for the first time in 20 years, joining us here on our post-game presser. Let's tell you about the folks from Emblem Credit Union. You see all the local scores throughout the year on our Emblem Credit Union bottom line. Emblem Credit Union also bringing you our Band of the Week throughout the season. Emblem Credit Union, let me just tell you, if you live, work, or go to school, think about that, folks. Live, work, or go to school in Calhoun, Cherokee, DeKalb, Etowah, or Marshall counties, you're eligible to join Emblem Credit Union. Visit emblemcu.com to get started. Emblem Credit Union. Now, it is time for our first Randy Woods, state representative out of District 36. Extra point of the night, the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame will welcome 3 legends from East Alabama into the class of 2026. Walter Welborn head football coach Jeff Smith, Spring Garden head girls basketball and volleyball coach Ricky Austin, and retired former Hanley, White Plains, and Woodland head football coach and Woodland head girls basketball coach Larry Strain will all be inducted into the AHSAA Hall of Fame March 26th in Montgomery. Back with more of After the Game in just a moment. Oh, yeah. Coach, thank you for coming.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We just saw earlier our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the year, the Walter Welborn Athletic Booster Club. Don Wilson in to make that presentation to Joe Smith from the Welborn Athletic Booster Club a little bit earlier on. Johnson's Giant Food, they've got locations in Jacksonville and Coldwater, East Gadsden, downtown Gadsden, also in Attala. They are coming soon to Highway 77 in Southside. And you're getting ready, folks. Let me tell you, we got great big football coming up. Maybe not tomorrow, but we got big football games coming up. We got the Iron Bowl coming up next week. We got Jack State and some big games coming up as well. And, of course, we got the Super 7 state championships. Whatever you are going to be doing as far as your tailgating needs, Johnson's Giant Food, their deli hot bar has you covered for it. Johnson's Giant Food, locations all across Etowah and Calhoun counties. We have been also, we talked about our play of the year, our play of the night and play of the year. We're going to unveil our play of the year a little bit later on, but also our game of the year presented by Dad's Barbecue and also Top of the River. And so we had 5 nominees for that. We're going to announce that a little bit later on at the end of the show as well. Here's nominee number 1 in our Dad's Barbecue and Top of the River Game of the Year. Coach Short joins us here. This was Alexandria at Anniston. And what a game this was. You were there for this one at Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium at Anniston, a game that Anniston won back on September 12th, 20-18.
Right down to the wire. It was a great football game, a great atmosphere, 2 big crowds, 2 proud programs going at each other. And it came literally down to the end.
This came down to interceptions in 4A Region 6. I think we talked about this last week, Coach. In the big games, interceptions were the big stories. A big story in this game. We also had interceptions huge in another game that we're going to see a little bit later on. It goes back to turnovers, the differences in the game. As far as who won the region championship in this region, it came down to turnovers, including that one right there at the end of the game.
Yeah, well, we always talk as coaches, we always talk about the team that wins. Normally is the team that wins the turnover battle, and that's pretty much what happened in these games.
That was the final play, or not the final play, but pretty much the final play of the game. Anniston able to take a knee and win the region championship by a score of 20-18. Time now for brackets. We're going to go through our brackets presented by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. We always begin in Class 1A, so let's go to 1A and let's take you to the South with our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets coming up. If we can go to that right now. I think we got that. Okay, they're loading it up right now. I thought we had that ready to go. All right, we will tell you about Class 1A tonight. There were some big games played across the state. In the South tonight, Maplesville, number 2 team in 1A, beating Southern Choctaw tonight 42-0. That game was played at Maplesville. High-scoring game, 98 points scored tonight in McKenzie, where Leroy beat McKenzie tonight down in Butler County in South Alabama, 60-38. This is the matchup that everyone thought we would see in the semifinals. This is number 2 Maplesville at home, 13-0, taking on number 3 Leroy, also 13-0. These 2 teams have combined 26-0. Huge matchup next week for the South Alabama Championship at Maplesville in Chilton County next Friday night. In the North, maybe not the matchup everybody thought we were going to see, but one a lot of folks thought we would see. Addison last night, a game moved to Thursday. They had a lot of trouble with Marion County. The Red Raiders have given a lot of folks trouble in the playoffs this year, but Marion County does not survive. Addison wins the game. The game was played over in Guin, and it was Marion County losing to Addison 28-22. Addison, number 6 team in the final poll, they moved to 12-1. And Wadley tonight, down at the half, down in the third quarter. At one point, they were down 26-14. So if my math is right, they went 48-12 the rest of the way in the second half. Wadley beating Hubbardville. This was a battle of undefeated teams. Wadley, number 1 ranked team in the state, defending state champion. They beat Addison tonight, or I should say they beat Hubbardville tonight, 62-38. So next week, Wadley will be on the road. They will travel up to Winston County to take on the Addison Bulldogs. Number 1 Wadley, number 6 Addison, 12-0 Wadley, 12-1 Addison. Coach, not a lot of surprises this year in Class 1A. Not even really surprised by Addison. They were expected to have a good team.
You know, Wadley has had some games like that before this year where they would be maybe down at halftime or down after the first quarter and come back. And when Wadley gets going, they score in bunches. I mean, they can score 21 to 28 points in 5 minutes. That's just how explosive they are. And I'm already looking ahead to what the game may be. You don't know about the South. That could be a toss-up. But I can see what tradition. Yes, I mean we've got 3 blue bloods playing in this.
Yes, absolutely.
3 of them.
And Addison not far behind. They've been in state championship games before as well. But the potential, I think everyone, all the way back in the summer, I think everyone, myself included, anybody that watches 1A football, was thinking it would be Maplesville and Wadley again, a rematch of last year's Super 7, where, you know, be honest with you, Wadley dominated that game 37-7 at Protective Stadium. But, Coach, that's the game everybody, I think, kind of wants to see.
They do, because Maplesville has some guys that are 4 and 5 star people too. And they can't wait to see those guys play again on the field. You know, last year the game was close for a little bit, but, you know, Wadley kind of stayed in that wishbone and just kept hammering away. And I've watched them live this year one time myself, and they tend to in the second half, it'll be close, and then when they get going, they're hard to handle. I'm almost going ahead and throw at Wadley for another win, so I have to call the mayor and see how he thinks about it.
Next week, state semifinals in the South. Going to be a great matchup coming up next week between Maplesville and Leroy in the North, Addison and Wadley. Let's tell you about the folks at Awards to Remember. You just saw the plaque that we handed to the Walter Welborn Athletic Booster Club. That came from Awards to Remember. Go to awardstoRemember.com. Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. Go by their showroom and see them. They are the premier, no question about it, the only place to go for awards in East Alabama, Awards to Remember. We've got a ton of highlights coming, folks. We're going to take you to Pritchard. We're going to take you to Wadley, to Moody, to Gadsden, to Piedmont, all tonight on After the Game.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Earlier, we had Asheville head coach Mark Sanders in our Noble Bank and Trust postgame presser. Noble Bank and Trust celebrating 20 years here in East Alabama. Today, they had their Customer Appreciation 20th anniversary celebration at their Alexandria branch, but they're all over East Alabama. They're even in Birmingham over at the Summit, but also in Anniston. They're in Oxford. They're in Piedmont. They're in Heflin. And, of course, as we said, in Alexandria. Noble Bank and Trust bringing you throughout the season our post-game presser. Right now, time to go back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Here are the local scores involving teams here in East Alabama as we take you to that USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Highlights of this game coming in just a minute, literally. Chad Barnett is in studio with us. Number 2 Piedmont, tough game tonight with Gordo. They beat the Green Wave tonight 28-20. Complete highlights from the Field of Champions coming in that game. How about the Anniston Bulldogs tonight? Bulldogs leading the way up 157 to Tuscumbia. They beat Dessler tonight 31-7 was the final score in that game as Anniston moves to the semifinals. As we take you down south, Hubbardsville led Wadley third quarter 26-14. Make sure my math's right here. Wadley outscores them 48-12 the rest of the way. Number 1 Wadley hands Hubbardsville their first loss, 62-38 tonight. We will have highlights of that game coming from Wadley. My crew tonight was over at Bill Maher Stadium in Moody. We were thinking that we might get a Moody Central of Clay County game in the state championship game. Not going to happen. Central of Clay County bus broke down. They were an hour late. Half the team was in getting to Pritchard. I'm sure that played a role in this. Number 3 Viger beats number 5 Central of Clay County 14-0. We will have highlights of that game coming from Pritchard from Wolfpack Stadium a little bit later on, but we're not going to get one half of that. We are going to get the other half of that 5A potentially. Moody now just one step away from returning to the 5A championship game. Number 2 Moody at home tonight. Bill Maher Stadium in Moody beating Briarwood Christian 51-27 tonight. Another impressive win by Moody. My crew was there. You're going to see 2 of the best runs. I'm going to say the 2 best runs in high school football this year in East Alabama from Cameron Meadows of Moody. We're going to see that in highlights coming up. Moody moves on to the semifinals. Also tonight, Coosa Christian. This is our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Number 2 Coosa Christian at home in the rain at Philip Ellen Stadium in Gadsden tonight. Number 2 Coosa Christian beating number 9 Tuscaloosa Academy for the second time this year. 17-0 the final in the rainstorm over there at Coosa Christian. So those were the scores involving teams here in East Alabama. Let's tell you about our Game of the Year video number 2. Folks, we are going to announce the winner a little bit later on the show as well as our play of the night. Here's nominee number 2 in our Dad's Barbecue Top of the River Game of the Year. This is Cherokee County and Alexandria back on October the 17th, a game that Alexandria won 36-28. Coach, this was another game that you were at. This was very exciting coming all the way down to the end.
It was, and there's another interception. There's actually 2 in this game.
Both by the Valley Cubs.
Both by the Valley Cubs. One right before halftime, and I mean, it was probably, to me, it was a turning point in the football game. And as we always say, turnovers, whoever has the least usually wins the football game.
Well, we talked about the Alexandria-Anniston game ultimately wound up deciding the region championship. This game ultimately deciding who had home field advantage in the playoffs, which, as we have seen, is very big and important. Alexandria, with their win over Cherokee County, assured Alexandria a first-round playoff game.
Well, I mean, when you watch this game, you see just how close this region was. I mean, in here toward the end, we all thought that Region 6 would have somebody in the semifinals, and we're going to have somebody there in Anniston.
Tough region. We were talking with Coach Sanders earlier from Asheville and just talking about how deep this region was. And this is a region wide. 2 of these teams right here, the Cherokee County and Alexandria, about as good as it gets in Class 4A football in North Alabama. There's one of those interceptions that Coach talked about right there. That was a big one. A little bit later on, Coach, we're going to see the game-clinching one. This game, even though it's 36-28, Coach, you were there, as we said. This game even closer than that. Cherokee County led this game until 2 minutes to go in the game.
Well, they go for 2, to basically win the game, and that had them. The pick 6 here at the end was not the game winner. The game was already, I don't know if I'm going to say decided, but it was a 1-point game because they went for 2 there at home, late in the ball game, and I mean this ended the game for sure right here. But it just when you have football teams that are as close as they are. I mean, a turnover can mean the difference, and it did for them. Anniston is playing right now, to me, because I wanted to see their score tonight and how bad they beat Dessler. If it's a close ball game, I wonder what's going to happen when they go to Plainview. But winning the way they did tonight, that's going to be one heck of a game. One defensive coordinator better get ready. Because I listened to him talk on the radio tonight on the way in, and they talked about just how much stuff that they do defensively. They got to be real cerebral to do a lot of the things they do. But Anniston has everything it takes to be able to win in a semifinal game. They got size and they got speed. They tackle well, and they're so much more disciplined now than they were in the beginning of the year. I'm talking about with turnovers and penalties. They're not getting those. You're not seeing those penalties anymore. And if you get into the playoffs and have one bad night with a lot of penalties, undisciplined penalties, they don't have those anymore.
Coach, 31-7, they win tonight over Deshler, led 25-0 at halftime. Coach Short and Chad Barnett, who joined us for the first time, folks, they've been in here complaining and whining about all the rain. It didn't rain in Moody tonight.
Right,
I got a little bit of.
Here's the conspiracy.
My hands are shriveled up.
He's a weather guy. He somehow chooses the one game that's not a monsoon. So we're calling shenanigans. That's
Luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw. Sure.
But weather, Coach, I know the weather had a big factor in your game. And Chad, your game tonight, you were at the Field of Champions in Piedmont for this 3A battle. Blue Bloods again, Piedmont and Gordo. We talk about Blue Bloods a lot this year. This was 2 Blue Bloods tonight. I'm assuming that just listening to the broadcast and reports I've gotten from you, the wet field was a factor there tonight.
Not for Gordo. Gordo, this is right down the line of what they wanted. They had old school. I wouldn't call it 3 yards in a cloud of dust because we're on turf fields. You can't do that anymore. And I don't even know if they got 3 yards a turn. It was like they faced a 4th down. It seemed like every single set moving the chains. It was incredible. Strong, hard defense or offense for Gordo. You know, since advancing to the state championship game back in 2020, they've been itching to get back. Last time they were this close, they also lost to Piedmont. This year, though, bringing in a new head coach with Chris Chambliss, not the former Atlanta Brave, the first-year head coach of the Gordo Green Wave. He's got seven state championships from the state of Mississippi, bringing them over to Alabama, trying to make it work, trying to get them past the vaunted Piedmont Bulldogs. So let's go to the Field of Champions, a very wet Field of Champions, and see how this one played out. It was 0-0 midway through the second quarter, and it was a slugfest. Piedmont didn't have the ball much at all because Gordo had long, punishing drives. 9:38 to go. Gordo's still on this long drive. They would punch this in. About an 8-minute drive. They would go up, scoring first, 7-0 after the extra point good. And the rain, did I mention the rain is falling? Piedmont, though, coming right back finally. Don't know how many possessions they would have, so they had to be efficient when they had the ball. Cole Alston punches it in for the touchdown. That's the 2-point conversion. They take it 8-7 lead. Then the play of the game here, after they're going back and forth, Carson Sanders, maybe the play of the night, blocks the blocker into the punt. Piedmont takes over in their own territory. They're going to give it to the guy himself, Raleigh Pinto, who punched it in, spinning touchdown. He's in there for the score. Extra point, no good. It's up 14-7 now, Piedmont. 4th down, again for Gordo. This is in the second half now, first drive out of the second half. And they're going to finally punch it through after the inches, 2 yards, 4 yards, 2 yards. They get a big play into the end zone. They're going to kick the extra point, tied up at 14 apiece. So let's go back to Piedmont now. They're back on offense, trying to get the most out of this possession. Pinto's going to take it down to the 2-yard line. I have no idea where I'm at on these highlights, but let's just roll with it. Pinto out, Austin in. They go up by 6 at this point. They're going to go for 2 again. This time, Austin finding Kirkpatrick somehow in the rain and the muck. I did mention it's raining, right?
In the muck,
Here we go. Mud. Look at it. There we go. There's the rain. It's nasty out there. But these two teams played their hearts out. 22-14, 8-point game, 4 minutes to go. Gordo with a massive drive. Another 4th down. They fake the little Tebow, little shake, hits the receiver on the flat. That's good, but they need a 2-point conversion to tie it up. And it stopped inches, and I mean inches short. Gordo was not a fan of this call. They probably thought it was a little home cooking. Piedmont, as you see, is pretty excited. So it's a 2-point game. Piedmont with the ball with about 3 minutes to go. Cole Alston, don't know if they let him score or not, but here's the thing. He spikes the ball. That was huge. An extra point would have put him up 9. The game is sealed. That made it about a 30-yard attempt on the point after. Didn't get it. Gordo with a final shot. 4th down. Kirkpatrick seals the deal with a pick. They would kneel it, take the victory from there. Piedmont with a massive 3rd round win to advance to the semifinals. 2 coaches at midfield. Talked to Coach after the game.
I tell you, it's 2 good football teams playing that just both sides refuse to lose. Gordo came in here and played their guts out. Hats off to them. They got 18 seniors, a veteran ball club, big ball club. Kind of a bad matchup for us, but our guys, we made enough plays to win in the end, and that's what we've been doing all year.
You get the ball to start the game. Midway through the second quarter, you've only had 2 or 3 possessions. Were you worried you'd get the ball enough tonight?
Well, we just had to get, we were out of sorts early offensively because they gave us a couple of different looks, which most teams do. But, once we settled in, I felt like we could move the ball. It was just going to be about getting them off the field. And they did a good job of getting 3 and 4 yards and keeping the ball away from us and running the clock. I don't know how many 4th downs they converted. It was a bunch, but, our kids just, they fought their guts out, and we made enough plays to win it.
Last thing, it feels like that punt block was a major play in this game, really turned the momentum.
Right before halftime, it's huge because they were getting the ball to start the second half. So I thought that was a big play. And, we just wanted to, we took a timeout to try to get the ball in Raleigh's hands because we knew they was going to punt it. And, we kept our defense in, put Raleigh in, and one of our defensive guys made a heck of a play on it.
So there you go, Piedmont with the big win tonight by 8, 28-20. So many twists and turns in this game. Phenomenal football game, the best one I've seen all year.
Piedmont now rolls to the semifinals for the 2nd year in a row. For the 2nd year in a row, they will have to make the long trip to Florence to take on Mars Hill Bible, who won the 3A state championship last year. By the way, they beat Geraldine tonight, 42-0.
That's not good.
Up at Florence.
That's not good.
It's a really good football team. But and let's talk about Gordo a little bit because that Chris Shamble is coming in. He's a 3rd baseman, right? He's 3rd base?
I think 3rd baseman, yes.
3rd base? Yeah. Okay.
Bob Horner was first.
Bob Horner was first. Shamble was first. So him coming over just in his first year at Gordo with the kind of pedigree he has, Gordo kind of goes back and forth between 3A, 4A, 3A, 4A. Assuming that they stay in 3A in reclassification, I think he served notice tonight, hey, we went into Piedmont. Piedmont is one of the top dogs in all 3A football over the last 20 years. They went in and had this kind of performance. I think Gordo's a program they've always been a program to watch, but maybe even more so.
I was shocked by the size of them. They had 9 guys across the front.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like they had 13 guys on the front, on the offensive line all night. It just took up so much space. A lot of size. I don't know if they can keep that in place every time, but man, they were so big.
It probably has a lot to do with what he's doing offensively too, as far as just trying to keep the ball. Because if you're going to play Piedmont, you got to keep Pinto off the field as much as you can.
Sure.
And by having those long drives, you limit the number of possessions they have. But how many times over the past several years have we found Piedmont flip a ball game over a kicking game?
Yeah.
A block punt. Against Westbrook this year, they block a punt for a touchdown. They block a punt there. It's
Yeah.
always something to do with a kicking game. When you start getting in the playoffs, your kicking game has to be sound or it's going to get you beat.
Piedmont rolls 13-0 are the Bulldogs as they head to the state semifinals, the North Alabama Championship in Class 3A next week. We're coming to you tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center, Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. Let me tell you about our good friends from Sound Solutions. Let me just tell you, folks, if you are looking for any kind of professional, and we mean professional, experts with custom installations for live event production, rentals, whatever you need for audio, video, and lighting, rental, installation, live production, schools, churches, corporate clients, event venues, all across the state of Alabama. See Sound Solutions, located on Highway 78 West in Oxford. We come back, we've got more highlights, more brackets, and we've got award winners still to come on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
It is high school football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson. You know those folks because they're very involved in our communities. When you see them, thank them for sponsoring and making After the Game possible. And thank them for all they do to support our local schools, our recreational sites, our tourist areas, all the special events that go on in this county. I will promise you a lot of those things absolutely would not happen without our friends at the Calhoun County Commission. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game. This football Friday night, John Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett. We're going to take it down south now. You had a presence down in Pritchard tonight, Wolfpack Stadium. 5A semifinal game. We're expecting a great game between some juggernauts in 5A football, Viger and Clay Central. The last time they played, one of the most famous games in state history, 43-42, 2018, I think it was, state championship game at Jordan-Hare Stadium. This game tonight, the exact opposite of that.
Not much offense. And it could have been one thing is, Pritchard is just outside of Mobile. About maybe a 4.5 hour drive, maybe a 5 hour drive, something like that. Well, apparently one of the bus tires didn't make it, couldn't make it the full 500 miles. Shredded one of the tires. They were, you say, an hour late to the game, I think, arriving, most some of the players?
Coach, one of the buses, right?
And one of the buses was late, and then one of the buses was real late, like an hour before the game. They moved the game, they didn't start till 7:30.
Now that would throw a lot of people off. There's one person that would not allow his team to be held off by that. That's Danny Horn. 374 career wins, almost 80 career playoff wins. Yeah. He's the guy that's going to kind of push him through. Let's see how this happened in Pritchard. Let's go to the highlights and see exactly how this one took place between Viger and Central of Clay. That's a great shot. I guess we got a drone down there, I'm assuming.
It's a big drone.
Beautiful place. It could have been. Could have been. We're going to start out. A little bit of defense here for Clay County. Bright spot, Taylor Boyd. Nice pick off from Sammy Dunn. That's not going to lead to a score, but it does stop Viger from putting points on the board. Danny Horn looking on, but then JT Wilkerson's going to be sacked by Cam Williams. Central had a really hard time getting anything going tonight. Let's go to the second quarter now. Viger showing some signs of life. Demetrius Johnson scores a big run here, secures a first down for Viger. Then Dunn finds Zy Wilson to complete for a touchdown pass. That is going to be 7-0. Now Viger's on top of Central Clay. Later on in the quarter, Viger will be driving to end the second quarter. They're going to be lining up for a field goal, but another big defensive play here by Central to keep it close. Amari Ward would block this one, keeping it 7-0 Viger at halftime, but wouldn't be enough as that would be the final of 14-0 tonight as Clay Central falls to the Wolves.
Number 3 versus number 5, top 5 matchup there. Coach Short, you're around a lot, this Central Clay County program this year. The consistency, mainly because of injuries. They had injuries at quarterback, get a quarterback back, then he gets hurt again, and it just seemed to be, it was just kind of a patchwork season, so to speak. That consistency of having the same roster, the same quarterback and all that, week after week after week, trying to build that consistency. No fault, no blame. It was just one of those years where injuries, we don't talk about that enough in high school football, where injuries did play a big part this year for Clay Central.
Yeah, and they navigated their way through the season, and it probably made them, a better team because there was more stuff that they could do. But as far as, he gets hurt and he doesn't get to play a couple of games, and then he comes back and then he gets hurt again, doesn't get to play in the playoffs. Yeah, as far as consistency on your offense, doing the same thing over and over and over, you got to be clicking on all cylinders when you get into the third round and on. And I know he would never say this. I wouldn't either. But it has to be mental when your bus breaks down and you're late getting there and everything's just thrown off. So to me, they probably did as well as they could. I mean, they still played a well of a game defensively.
Sure.
They give up a late touchdown to make it 14. I mean, they were in it right up to the end. So they probably wasn't quite as just everything wasn't in sync, and that's what happens. Viger's a very young football team, very young football team. The next game next week is amongst 2 teams that are very young. So this is not the last time you're going to see Viger, and it's probably not the last time that Central Clay will see Viger. The Wolves and the Vols are going to meet again.
Yeah, it was I think the game tonight was just it's kind of a strange game. 7:30 kickoff.
Yeah, awkward.
The team late in getting there. Just a lot of things abnormal out of this game. Of course, the first thing that's abnormal is a team traveling 5 hours away to play.
We talked about this last week. We said, I bet he's driving down there the same day. What if?
Yes.
Maybe if he took, oh man, they could have.
Very few people do that though.
Yeah, the expense on that is massive.
Outrageous.
It's outrageous, and there's not a lot of schools.
You basically, if you're going to do that, you got to have a fundraiser, during the year just for that. Set it to the side, kind of like Coosa does.
But how about that though? I mean, an inconsistent season, the way we look at Clay Central, but
inconsistent. They lost 2
in the third
games.
round. This would be a dream season for a lot of folks, and we're like, man, they just didn't quite put it together. Phenomenal run.
Yeah, their 2 losses were to first game and last game to Ben Russell, who will be in the 6A semis, and to Viger, who will be in the 5A semis. That tells you what the standard is in Clay County with the Central Clay County Volunteers. Let's go back now. Bracket time. We're going back to Class 2A now. This is going to be our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets. A bit of an upset, not a major upset, but anytime the number 1 team in the state goes down, it's an upset. Lynette tonight goes down to Glenn Daniels Stadium in Luverne, and they beat Luverne 35-16. Meantime, Reeltown also made the trip down south as they went to Dothan. They beat Providence Christian tonight 28-7. So we get a rematch. These 2 teams from the same region in Class 2A Region 4. Lynette will host Reeltown at Morgan Washburn Stadium in Lynette next Friday night for the South Alabama Championship game in Class 2A. They met in the regular season. Lynette won, beating the defending state champions by a single point, 20-19. The rematch is next week at Lynette. Going to be phenomenal. In the north, here's the way it went. Pisgah goes to Remlap tonight. They beat Southeastern 26-15, a game that you'll see complete highlights and post-game reaction from. Coosa Christian tonight in Gadsden beating Tuscaloosa Academy for the second time this year. A few weeks ago, they played in Tuscaloosa. Coosa won 56-21. Tonight, 17-0. So next week, it will be Coosa Christian on the road for the first time in the playoffs as they go to Sam Kennemer Stadium in Pisgah. A lot of folks wanted to see this game last year. Coosa disqualified from the playoffs, so we didn't get to see it. But a year removed, now we finally get to see it. Coosa Christian and Pisgah. By the way, we'll tell you, Luverne is 12-0, Lynette 10-2, Pisgah's 10-2, Coosa Christian is 10-2. That seems to be the record. Coach, your thoughts on these two matchups in Class 2A? You got Lynette and Reeltown in the south, Pisgah and Coosa Christian in the north. I don't think there's a lot of surprises there. I think this is kind of what everybody thought it might shake out to be.
We did, and the game, you'll see it here in a little bit with Coosa. I went there. I mean, it was, people would think, boy, they love to throw it around on the field. They didn't, their first drive, they didn't throw it a time. But it was raining, and it was muddy, and it was terrible conditions. Center only has one bad snap. That's what I mentioned in an interview with Coach. That, I mean, you'd be able to get in a game like that and you don't have a bad snap, you kick a 35, 38-yard field goal, get another field goal. I mean, their kicking game helped them tonight as far as winning a football game. And, yeah, blue bloods in the south. Absolutely, two blue bloods in the south, and I don't think they're blue bloods yet in the north. One team has a chance maybe to get there eventually, but, yeah, it should be a great game in the south, and we'll see about the north. Depends on the weather.
In the north, you got two teams that are hungry. I'll say
exactly
that because
right. Yes.
neither one of those two teams have ever won a state championship
No.
in school history.
Played in it, but hadn't won it.
Hadn't played in it. Pisgah's been there before. Coosa Christian was there a couple years ago in Class 1A trying to win it. Let's tell you about the folks at Red Threads on the Square in Jacksonville. They bring you our Red Threads Stay Put preview box every Friday night here on After the Game, powered by O-Brand. Go by and see those folks on the Square in Jacksonville. They have high school merchandise, but they have the very best selection of quality Jacksonville State Gamecock merchandise that you will find anywhere at Red Threads on the Square in Jacksonville. When we come back, more highlights and brackets as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Top of the River and Dad's Barbecue, they are bringing you our Game of the Year. We're going to have more nominees. We'll announce the winner coming up tonight. But Dad's Barbecue, should say Top of the River and Dad's Barbecue. Top of the River has locations in Anniston, in Gadsden. They're on the river in Guntersville as well. You may have seen the signs out there if you've been by the local Top of the River restaurants talking about their Christmas parties. They are booking those now. We are less than a month away, about a month away from Christmas time. A lot of folks having the parties. Book that at Top of the River. 100% of everything at Top of the River is made from scratch. Seafood, catfish, steaks, chicken, homemade cornbread, coleslaw, the spicy mustard greens. They got it all. The great place to have your Christmas party or just a great night out to eat during the holidays. Top of the River. 3 locations to serve you in Anniston, Gadsden on the river, and on the lake in Guntersville. All right, let's talk about some more 5A action. We gave you a 5A game in the South between Clay Central and Viger. Now we're going to bring you north tonight. 5A action as Coach Short and Chad join us here back on after the game. My crew was over at Bill Morris Stadium. Great atmosphere tonight. I'm telling you, Briarwood had as many fans there as Moody did. Of course, they just came up Highway 119 to 411, only about a 20-mile drive. Great atmosphere for high school football tonight. And we're about to see in the highlights.
Great
folks,
weather.
How was the weather?
Great weather. Weather was
good.
Phenomenal. You know,
great atmosphere, great weather.
I didn't even have a jacket on. And people who know me, I get cold very easily. It was 68 degrees, a little shower about 1 minute in the game of shower, and then it cleared off, and it was fantastic. Beautiful night of weather between Briarwood and Moody tonight. And you're going to see I'm telling you, guys, Cameron Meadows of Moody is the best running back I've seen this year in high school football. And you are about to see multiple reasons why in this highlight video.
Couple pretty good runs for sure. Not often you see a team 5-5 during the regular season still standing in the third round of the playoffs. But that's exactly what you have here with Briarwood, finding themselves on the road in the third round, facing off against the Moody Blue Devils. Let's see how the Briarwood team fared tonight against the Blue Devils. Let's go out to the highlights. Of course, you know, Moody 3 points away from that state championship last year, losing in a tight one to Montgomery Catholic. Could they get back again? They're 2 wins away from taking that back. Starting on offense, Kalia Rutledge White, 9-yard pass. Lowry now going to find Walker on a 14-yard gain. Moody's offense is very systematic on this drive. Kevin James going to pick up a 13-yard scamper here to find his way to a first down. James, another 13-yard run. This time he's going down to the 2-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Meadows from that point. And, John, this is one of the runs. This wasn't the one you're talking about. But, man, I tell you what, he is fighting for every inch of that touchdown. 7-0 Moody. They draw first. Now let's see what Briarwood has to offer. Jackson Ryer going to keep it on the ground here. A lot for Briarwood. That's a 21-yard pickup. They're going to go now to John Campbell. This time he's going to take the pitch, reverse it. Coming back around, he's got room to run. 23-yard pickup for the Lions. They have a first down at the 20-yard line. Now Ryer going to take this one for 12 yards down to the 8 inside the 10. Briarwood is looking to tie this thing up on the road. Elijah Thompson, 8-yard touchdown pass. Touchdown Briarwood. PAT is going to be good. We are tied up at 7 apiece. Meadows now, this is one of the plays. Spin, hit the circle button. Spin, oh my goodness. What a 16-yard run by Meadows. That is just fantastic work. Blue Devil running back. Elijah Rutledge gonna get free and take this one to the house. PAT is gonna be good. Moody takes the lead back at 14-7. Briarwood though, Not done. Ryer, this is going to be a 10-yard run. He's popped at the end, holds onto the football. Briarwood team talking it over, seeing if they can't finish off this drive. Charles Desmond, this time an 18-yard gain. More groundwork. Ryer, an 8-yard run. Down inside, deep inside Moody territory. It's going to be a 2-yard run here by Ryer. That puts him in the end zone. Touchdown, PAT good. We are tied up at 14 apiece, but Moody's pretty good. They got that Meadows kid. Somebody got their helmet knocked off. Meadows is going to make quick work of this one. Reversing field, getting into the end zone. Touchdown, 21-14 Moody at that point, but they're not done. Lowry, 22 yards to Meadows in the flat. Lowry then going to take this 19-yard pass, find Josiah Dozier for the touchdown. PAT would be good as well. 28-14 at this point, and Moody still alive, looking to get back to the state championship game. They advance to the semis tonight.
Briarwood and Moody, 14-14. There had not been a punt in the game. Finally, it was Briarwood being held. Short field, Moody scores, makes it 21-14. They get the ball back before the half, score again, 28-14. That was, in effect, the end of it there. I don't know where he's going to wind up playing college football at this time of the NIL and things like that. It's impossible to predict. But remember the name, Cameron Meadows. Guy was phenomenal. The best high school running back I've seen this year.
That's saying a lot, because you've seen Wadley too.
I've seen a lot of teams play. This
teams,
guy is phenomenal. You probably saw there, tough in the middle, breaking tackles, outside speed,
and
catching balls out of the backfield. He's a complete back. I'd seen him earlier in the year against Jacksonville. He was equally impressive there, but tonight he was big. But I also want to say, guys, Briarwood, I don't know who the offensive coordinator is for Briarwood, but he did a great job. Their first 2 drives, possessing the football, keeping the football away from Moody. The play calling was phenomenal. You saw a toss sweep there. You saw a little reverse there. You saw some quarterback RPOs. You saw some screen passes. They really had the Moody defense those first 2 drives kind of back on their heels there, but speed kills. And Briarwood just really did not win the speed battle. Moody's got Meadows in the backfield, so you have to be honest with them in their run game. But then they go 4 wide, and all those guys can take it to the house on any play. And the Lowry, the quarterback, can get it there. They are a tough team to beat because they got so many weapons on offense.
People don't understand that when coaches, like early in the game, and then people will be screaming, why don't they do the same thing? Well, they got a script, and they go by that script, and if that script's working, that's what they stay with. Well, you know what? The defense changes, and they go over there and they make their changes to fit that script. And sometimes if the script is about all you got, is all the work, you're going to put the best you can do in there and try to do it in the first half, the first quarter, and see if it'll work or not. And sometimes people got more horses than you got, and when they make their changes, the dam's going to break, and here it goes.
It was a impressive performance by Moody. Moody will be on the road. We'll see that in our brackets coming up at 5A. They go up to Trammell Stadium to take on Scottsboro. We talked about hunger a lot. It's a hungry football team because they got there last year, lost a close game to Montgomery Catholic. They're trying to get back there to win. It's another team. Both Scottsboro and Moody have never won a state football championship. So both these teams very hungry in the north in the 5A semifinals.
And you got to see a lot of tents tonight, didn't you? There's a bunch. Now the end zone is their people. That's their booster
The end
club.
zone is their people. You can't even see the scoreboard because of the tents.
It'll change.
You're staying in the end zone, trying to see the scoreboard. But they did have a bunch of 4, I think, on the home side.
Yes.
Briarwood brought in maybe 1, but yeah, a lot of tents there.
I figured Briarwood's more of a private school. I figured they'd have some more tents.
At home, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But Moody.
Look, so many people they got the tents and the TVs and the iPads, and they got it all.
Yeah.
And Moody now has added the flashing lights this year. They didn't have that last year.
That's right.
Fireworks after every touchdown, flashing lights. It's a big time atmosphere.
And still working on that building down there where eventually the Booster Club will be in that building.
Looks like it's just about complete. We were there last year. And the new high school, they're building a new high school.
And it looks
like it's going to be ready as well.
The whole setup's legit. Yeah. Completely different. Like rewind it like 10, 15 years.
gosh.
Completely, not even the same.
It's
it ain't
called, that's
even
why
the
they
same
call them the
sport.
411 boys.
Not even
The
the same.
411 boys.
Yeah, because they take them all of them.
Let's also tell you about Ted's Floors and Beyond. They bring you our Team of the Week each week during the high school football season. And we are going to present our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Year at the end of the season. We're going to see how things shake out these next couple of weeks in the playoffs, and then we'll name our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Year. Ted's Floors and Beyond, U.S. Highway 431 out in Sachs. They've got custom tile showers, backsplashes, granite and quartz countertops, Welburn cabinets, all types of flooring, hardwood, laminate, tile, luxury vinyl plank, carpet, you name it. Go to shopteds.com for more details. More of After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission in just a moment.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
Young Oil Grubmar bringing you our muscle team throughout the high school football season. Also, Young Oil Grubmar, great supporters of high school football. They have been for over 75 years here in East Alabama, and they've got locations all across East Alabama. Home of the 99-cent bag of ice. They've got all of your tailgating needs besides just the ice. Go in there and get all your snacks, everything that you need. They've got the Super Saver card. You want to make sure to save on the gas. Great quality fuels that they have at Grub Mart, all the way from Lee County to Cherokee County, back over into St. Clair and Walker County. Expanding even more in 2025 is Young Oil Grub Mart. Let's talk about a couple more Game of the Year videos. We've got our Top of the River Daz Barbecue Game of the Year announcement coming up in just a few moments here, but we've got a couple more nominees we don't want to show you right now. Here's nominee number 3 in our Top of the River Daz Barbecue Game of the Year. This was going back to September 12th when it was still very warm. Hoax Bluff and White Plains, a key early game out at Robertson Field at White Plains, as you just saw Coach Mike Robertson of Hoax Bluff and Coach Clint Smith of White Plains. Hoax Bluff won the game 35-28, but Coach, I believe this game was 28-28, and Hoax Bluff scored at the end to win it 35-28.
Yeah, and there's people I see here that wasn't there toward the end of the year as far as the injuries. Probably as bad an injury bug as Hoax Bluff's probably ever had for a season.
Absolutely. They lost Drew McCarver, great safety, and an even maybe better wide receiver. Coming up, I think the week after this is when they lost him for the entire season. But a gritty win, as you would expect, by Hoax Bluff, and a gritty performance by White Plains in this game as they were down early and they just kept going back and forth, back and forth. A great performance by both of these teams early in the season. I think this was one of the games that kind of showed you that Clint Smith had something maybe special out there working at White Plains.
Yeah, I mean, they were getting better and better each week, and it was the type of game that gave their fans something to look at, something to hold on to and say, hey, there's something to this.
And we have our another Game of the Year nominee from Daz Barbecue and Top of the River. This is number 4 of our 5 Game of the Year nominees. This was a game, Coach, that you were at again with our Judd Edwards State Farm Game of the Week. Central of Clay County and Pell City talking about defense down at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium back on October 24th. Don't get much more defense than this. 1 touchdown scored in the game. Clay Central wins it 6-3.
Well, you know, when you think, to me, when I think of Central Clay, I think of defense and great defensive teams. And that was evident right here in this ball game. Just like tonight, it was evident that they held a good Viger team to only 14 points.
And as you said, that 14th point, that last touchdown, this was a 7-0 game till very late in the game before Viger scored to kind of seal it here. Same kind of game, a lot of big defensive plays. You see the defensive master there, Danny Horn on the sidelines at Pell City at the Pete Rich Alumni Stadium. I think this is the play right here. This was one of our Play of the Night nominees, which is now our Play of the Year nominees as well, as we had Zion Newell catching that pass for the only touchdown in the game. We've got one more nominee to show you, and a little bit later on in the show, we're going to announce not only our Game of the Year, but we'll also have our Core Sports Play of the Year. That is coming up. Time right now for our next Extra Point, presented by our good friend Randy Wood, State Representative out of District 36. Here is our next Extra Point of the night. This year's Super 7 State Football Championships are set for Wednesday through Friday, December 3rd through 5th at Protective Stadium in Birmingham. The girls flag football and Class 7A championships will be on Wednesday. The Class 1A, 3A, and 5A title games are scheduled for Thursday, and Class 2A, 4A, and 6A championship games are set for Friday. More of After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, in just a moment.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Anniston Orthopedics, great folks at Anniston Orthopedics. They did the Saturday morning sports clinic throughout the year. Here on After the Game, they brought you our comeback player of the year. Highly skilled, kind, experienced physicians. Vandervoort, Tippett, Hardy, Wiedmer, Morris, sports medicine trainers. You see them at games, on sidelines throughout the high school football season all across East Alabama, continuing to provide a legacy of outstanding sports injury care both on and off the field, keeping players in the game. That's Anniston Orthopedics, located in the Tyler Center in Midtown Anniston. Back on After the Game, we're coming to you tonight live from the Sound Solutions Media Center. Quintard Avenue in Anniston, on the campus of Parker Memorial Baptist Church in Midtown Anniston on these football Friday nights. We've been telling you about our play of the night throughout the year, and now it's time for our play of the year nominees presented by Core Sports Medicine, and we're going to name our team of the year, I should say our play of the year, a little bit later on tonight. Let's show you all of the nominees. We begin Week 1 of the season. Piedmont's Riley Pinto with this great catch from quarterback Cole Austin versus Cherokee County. We go to week number 2. Bryce Whitaker with a 59-yard touchdown run on a Thursday night at Barney Hood Stadium in Southside against the Southside Crimson Panthers, and that big win by Hoax Bluff over rival Southside. Alexandria's M.J. Morris, a 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in White Plains' first ever appearance at Death Valley in Alexandria. Anniston's D.K. Baker, an interception in the end zone the next week against Alexandria at Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium to seal the region championship for the Anniston Bulldogs back in week number 4 of the season. There's another replay in slow motion, kind of takes it away from the Alexandria receiver and then heads down the sideline. Week number 5, Clay Central's Trendon Glenn picks a fumble out of midair and returns it all the way down to the 3-yard line on a Thursday night game at Legion Stadium against Sylacauga. The longest play of the year, Andre Ford of Oxford, a 99-yard touchdown pass from Maddox Mims versus Helena down at Lamar Field in Oxford in week number 6. Week number 7, play of the night, Glencoe's Parker Gullidge blocked a punt for a touchdown, plucked it out of midair, landed in his arms against Weaver. Here's a replay of that over at Wilson Darnell Stadium in Glencoe, in Glencoe's big 54-19 win over the Weaver Bearcats in Class 3A Region 6 play. We move on now to week number 8. it is Pleasant Valley's Caden Vick with a 43-yard touchdown run at Shinbone Ridge in Gaston against the Gaston Bulldogs in region play. Spin move, there it is, right there. Pleasant Valley winning that game by a score of 42-8. Now we move on to week number 9. J.J. Beeson, you saw this earlier with an interception return for a touchdown against Cherokee County. 36-28 win by the Valley Cubs to wrap up home field advantage in the Class 4A playoffs. That was what sealed it for Alexandria. Week number 10, Zion Newell. You just saw this. A touchdown pass from quarterback J.T. Wilkerson against Pell City. The only touchdown of the game in Clay Central's 6-3 win at Pell City. There's a slow motion instant replay of the game as Clay Central scored their only touchdown in that 6-3 win against the Panthers down at Pete Ridge Alumni Stadium. And finally, week number 11, Anniston's Tariq Judkins with a 2-point conversion pass from Damon Pope against Jacksonville. Another Thursday night game over at Golden Eagle Stadium in Jacksonville. There's the replay. Outstanding catch in the corner of the end zone up in Jacksonville. One of those will be selected as our Core Sports Medicine Play of the Year as selected by you. The voting closed at 12 noon today on Facebook at High School Football Alabama. And coming up in one segment, just a little bit later on, we're going to announce our Core Sports Medicine Play of the Year and also our Dad's Barbecue and Top of the River Game of the Year. That all is going to be announced a little bit later on. We're going back to brackets now. The Class 3A bracket is coming up next. This is our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Class 3A brackets. Will begin in the south. South side of Selma remains undefeated. They're now 13-0, ranked number 3 in the state. They beat Glenwood tonight at home in Selma, 34-21. Bayside Academy tonight playing at home in Daphne. They beat Montgomery Academy 30-13. Phenomenal matchup. This is a rematch of the quarterfinals in 3A last year. Bayside last year lost to Southside 26-24 in the quarterfinals. They will rematch. This time it will be in Bayside at Freedom Field. It will be Bayside Academy and Southside of Selma. Both teams come into this game with a combined 25-1 record. Southside Selma 13-0, Bayside Academy at 12-1. And in the north, another rematch, just like what we had in the south. This is a rematch of last year's semifinal game. Mars Hill Bible tonight, they leveled a very good Geraldine team. This was a Geraldine team that came in with only one loss. Number 1 Mars Hill Bible tonight in Florence beat Geraldine 42-0. They will get the Piedmont Bulldogs, number 2 Piedmont, undefeated 12-0. They beat Gordo tonight at the Field of Champions in Piedmont 28-20. So next week, here it is. A rematch of last year's North Alabama championship game. Number 1, Mars Hill Bible, 13-0 against number 2 coach Piedmont, also 13-0 up on Cox Creek Parkway in Florence next Friday night. This is the matchup everybody knew that we were going to see in North Alabama in the semifinals again, and now it's here on Black Friday.
Well, it should be a great matchup, and I'm not surprised that Mars Hill Bible beat Geraldine, but I am surprised it was 42-0. Because last year, after playing to a 6-point ball game,
27-21.
I mean, does that many people change? I knew they got a lot of people coming back. I've seen Geraldine play, and they were a very physical football team, has some good team speed, but I was just surprised that they score.
That is shocking there, because this was a Geraldine team that had won a region title, very good football team. Their only loss came to a 5A school, and that was a shocker tonight. Not that Mars Hill won, but certainly winning 42-0 over Geraldine. That is our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets for Class 3A. Let's tell you about USA Softball of Alabama, great friends of ours. USASoftballofalabama.com. That's where you need to go. You know, spring's going to be here before you know it. We were just talking with Coach Sanders earlier, and I'm telling you, it will be here before you know it. Winter doesn't last long in Alabama. They're going to be playing softball in January and February. Their 2026 season is already underway. If you want to find out how to play in both adult and youth softball, USA Softball of Alabama, contact Tracy Morgan. Find out more. We'll be back with more of After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We've seen lots of highlights tonight, but we still have our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week highlights still to come, taking you out to that Coosa Christian and Tuscaloosa Academy game. Judd Edwards in Heflin, 256-463-2260. InsureWhatCounts.com. In our community, serving our community, delivering great service and real hometown relationships, protecting your family and supporting your local school since 2020. Judd Edwards, State Farm Insurance in Heflin. All right, we've been talking about our Game of the Year, and it's our last nominee before we make the announcement. We've seen all of our Play of the Year nominees, and now it's our last Game of the Year nominee presented by Top of the River and Dad's Barbecue. We're going to take a look at that right now. This is going to take you back to Pell City, and this is Oxford against Pell City back on October the 3rd, a game where it was really crazy in the first half. Oxford got out to what they thought was a comfortable lead. Pell City came back and made it really scary at the end. Jalen Taylor, 2 punt returns in the third quarter of that game for touchdowns. He also had a kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half. Pell City right here with a big kickoff return. Coach, you've been talking about the kicking game. It was huge, and really maybe not the kicking game, but the return game in this Oxford-Pell City game.
Yeah, I mean, both teams made big plays in the kicking game, and I just, people always say it, but do you really work on it enough to make it make a difference in a ball game?
Jalen Taylor had a huge night. Not only you see him with a touchdown catch right there, not only in the kick return game, but also in the receiving game as well. Guys, in all of my career, when we recognize our staff, I've always done that at the end of the last show. We're not going to do that this time. We're going to do it in the middle of our last show of the year because I want to make sure that these men and women that really make this thing go, that we recognize them earlier in the show. So right now it's time for our staff recognition, and these are the names. These are after the game crew that really make this show happen. We're going to show you some of these folks. Not all of them. They're not all here tonight. But Chris Cheatwood, Byron Wheat, we're going to tell you what these folks do here in just a moment. Tyler Smith, Chris Ledbetter, Cameron Greenwood, Nathan Gober, Ashley Gober, Don Wilson, Steve Jones, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett, Bailey Browning, Amelia Baker, Don Gober, Jordan Smith, Kyle Roughton, Katie Edwards, Gabrielle Hinkle, and Charlie Hinkle. All of those folks contributing to make what you see on Friday nights happen here on After the Game. Now we're going to show you, I think, some of these folks right now, if we've got that. Here's our control room right there. There's Kyle sitting there with the headphones on there in the back, waving at you. Charlie next to him. By the way, Kyle's our director, one of our two directors we have. Charlie does a lot of things. He is not only a shooter, going out and shooting games, the videos at games, but also does all of our graphics during the week, and also all of our score graphics on Friday night. That guy wears a lot of hats right there. And there's his daughter right there. Gabrielle's right there. She really jumped in doing some editing for us, helping Charlie out, shooting those games on Friday nights. A big help for us. Going to be great in this business as she comes out of Jacksonville State University. There on the computer right there is Chris Ledbetter, one of the new folks on our team this year. Chris, the reason you see what we have on Friday nights is because of Chris Ledbetter, because he downloads all these things and posts that to social media. Also, our floor manager as well. You saw a little bit of Kevin Moore right there. I'll tell you about Kevin in just a minute. He's not on our staff, but he's a great friend of After the Game. Byron Wheatley makes the very best
sausage balls in America.
He bought four.
He did the 6-7.
Four different kinds of. I didn't know there were 4 different kinds of sausage balls even existed.
And one's chicken.
I
never had one.
A chicken sausage.
Chicken sausage ball.
A Conecuh sausage ball he brought out tonight.
And one hot one.
The guy who has to put up with Coach Short on Friday nights is Cameron Greenwood right there. Doesn't matter if he has a flat tire on Friday nights or whatever, Cameron's there. He is the guy who shoots and edits our game of the week and brings you our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week. Now we're going to roll here to our other director and our other floor manager, Chris Cheatwood. I call him the legend Chris Cheatwood. He's in the floor manager mode tonight, and but he also is a fantastic director. He and Kyle kind of swap that out on those football Friday nights. Who else have we got in here? I think that's all.
The guy holding the camera.
There he is. He's going to turn around and say, there's Nathan Gober, who sets up all this, makes sure everything works, makes sure this live stream works, that the lights work, the cameras work, that all our equipment works on Friday night.
Keeps everything so well organized.
I'm telling you, it's amazing all the things that go on there behind the scenes.
Somebody's holding that phone. Somebody's holding that camera there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can he flip it around? Is he talented enough to flip it around where you can see him say, wait a minute, whoop, okay.
There's Chris. All right, so I think we got everybody who's here tonight. Coming back to the set, we got Chad Barnett. Chad, not only, as you know, Chad's not only a guy that's the co-host, but he also does a great job of shooting games and editing those games, as he did tonight, getting post-game interviews. Coach Michael Short right over there as well, another guy who has brought so much to our show and our program. And again, does our game of the week this year a little bit different for Coach, because Coach,
he's gotten so much better with the microphone too.
I don't give it away to him like I used to.
It was fun to watch, but he's gotten the hang of it.
Coach solo this year on the game of the week, and did a masterful job of that, doing a real good job. Guys, we can pull the full screen graphic up because I want to tell you what these other names, people that are maybe not here tonight, what they do. But you've also got Tyler Smith. Tyler's the guy that is with me on Friday nights. He has to put up with me, if you can imagine that.
He didn't have to worry about an umbrella either.
He has to put up with my driving.
At least he knows it's good weather.
Yeah.
Tyler, a great young man, shooter, editor, has come a long way from the editing process. Ashley Gober, at times this year, coming in and helping us with the editing and also running audio, filling in at times when Byron Wheatley could not be here. Don Wilson, my right-hand man.
The best job of the whole crew.
What's he do, Chad?
He eats and watch football. That's it. He's on the sideline.
Eat, ride, and watch.
That's it. He's got the.
He's an ERW. Eat, ride, and watch.
Wait, you walked as many miles as he does with the USPS for the last,
That's true.
God knows how long. He deserves an evening out for some good food.
You guys do not even know how I would not survive on Friday nights without Don Wilson, that's for sure.
Good dude.
Bailey Browning, a veteran. Bailey just a couple of times this year helped us out with shooting, filling in for folks. Great shooter and editor, especially helping us out over in Etowah County. Amelia Baker, another new member of our team this year, took over the social media coordinator duty. So again, between Amelia and Chris Ledbetter, you wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't see anything posted during the week at all. So Amelia and Chris, big on our social media end of things. Don Gober is our host here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. He's on staff here, but he's here on Friday nights as well, greeting our cheer squad of the week, greeting our coaches, greeting our special guest as well. Then we've got Jordan Smith. Jordan not here with us, another veteran of our staff. Don's been hiding. We'll probably get him on here in just a second. I think he hid out in the green room. Jordan Smith, I call Jordan the fireman, because when there are fires to be put out during the week, things are going on during the week, chaos is breaking loose, Jordan is absolutely on top of it, gets it fixed, gets it figured out. Jordan also a guy that shoots and did that for us this year, shooting and editing games for us and doing so many things behind the scenes that I can't even tell you what he does behind the scenes. I just know that they get done. I think I've mentioned everybody, and I always say, well, Steve Jones. Steve filled in. He was our floor manager in past years. He filled in as the floor manager once this year. One of the smartest human beings in East Alabama.
No doubt.
And that is not an exaggeration at all. Pleased to have him be a part of our family here. And I always save Katie Edwards for the last. Katie and I kind of started this thing from nothing about 5 or 6 years ago. Katie is our sales and marketing director and a whole lot more than that. If there's anybody on that staff right there that has to put up with me in the worst of times, it is Katie Edwards. When I am at my worst, Katie bears the brunt of it, unfortunately, but she is phenomenally talented, the best salesperson in all of East Alabama. The job that she has done in making after the game what it is, there would be no high school football after Alabama after the game without Katie Edwards. And I think we're going to turn the camera on Don Gober back there. I don't know if we've got that, but Don is here. We said he's here on Friday nights, and great partners here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. And he is our liaison, our host here on Friday nights. Thank you. Seriously, we joke a lot, we kid each other a lot, but guys, as you know,
we have a lot of fun.
These folks are insanely talented people.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. I think the whole thing gets along.
Yeah, and I mean, anybody that puts up with me for a whole game, it's not like we're bouncing around from place to place. You know, and while we're thanking people, I want to thank all the people because we go and stay for a whole game, and we're there. And every coach, every administrator, that has fed us and done things for us.
But in a 20 drive 30 or 40 miles.
Yeah.
Mark Sanders driving from Asheville tonight. He didn't have to do that. Yeah. Coming here, they've had a long day, and sometimes they win, and sometimes they even come after a loss. And to come here and be on our show, cheerleaders who come here,
some bringing the whole team.
Their whole coaching
Coach
staff.
Coach Mansfield brought everybody, and Glencoe brought their whole coaching staff.
Yep.
We appreciate those folks so much. Time for our next Extra Point number 3 of the night, presented by Randy Woods, State Representative out of District 36, bringing you these extra points throughout the year. We talked about Southside of Selma. Guys, listen to this. 2 Southside of Selma players set the all-time single-season passing and receiving records in AHSAA history this season. Quarterback Cole Moody, we talked about him last week. He has passed for 4,801 yards this year. That was before tonight's. He's an eighth grader.
Eighth grader.
Eighth grader.
That's nuts.
That was before tonight's playoff game with Glenwood, and he's got another game at least coming up next week in the semis. He has completed 253 of 331 passes, thrown 56 touchdown passes. That was before tonight. Then one of his receivers, Cedric Simmons, he leads the state and the nation. He's the leading receiver in the nation, 2,036 receiving yards before tonight. He is the first player in state history to top 2,000 yards receiving in a season. Simmons, again, has 94 receptions, 18 touchdown catches heading into tonight's contest with Glenwood. Amazing things going on down at Southside.
How many great receivers have been in the state?
I was going to say, yeah. Well,
Julio Jones.
Julio, Ryan Williams, the two right off the top of the head.
Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah.
And he beats them all.
Don't be surprised if they're not in the Super 7.
Could be. One step away. We'll be back with more after the game in just a moment.
I mean, that dude threw for 5,000 yards this year.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden bringing you our region rundown during the regular season. They bring you the playoff brackets during the playoffs, and they're bringing you 1.9% financing on all new 2026 Equinox and Blazers. They also have a great selection of Silverados and SUVs, and they've got a great service department. Go by and see them. Team One Chevy, U.S. Highway 431. You know it as East Megan Boulevard in East Gadsden. All right, time for our game of the week, our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week. Tonight, Coach Short and crew were over in Gadsden Philip Ellen Stadium, guys, for a rematch. We get those sometimes in the playoffs. A rematch tonight between Coosa Christian and Tuscaloosa Academy. Tuscaloosa Academy, the state runner-up last year in Class 2A. They met earlier in the regular season, meeting again tonight in Gadsden.
Tuscaloosa Academy looking at making back-to-back trips to the Super 7. To do so, they would have to knock off Coosa Christian, a team they've lost to not once but twice in the last 13 months. Coosa trying to make it 3 in a row tonight against Tuscaloosa Academy. Let's go to the banks of the river. Kind of hard to tell where the river ended and where the field started tonight with all the rain.
That's true.
But Coosa coming out.
Exactly.
Creek. Yeah, the creek. Couple of blowouts in the first 2 rounds. Could they keep the momentum going? Tuscaloosa Academy would start the game, but they couldn't move the chains, so they're going to give it to Coosa. Hands off to Kyler Johnson. Picks up the first down. Coach Probst looking on. Then they're going to go back to Johnson again for another first down. Johnson's going to take this next handoff, and he's going to get it almost into the end zone, down to the 2-yard line. And Johnson will take it there for the rest of this drive. This is a 2-yard run. Johnson, sophomore, into the end zone. We talked about him at length last year.
See the rain
coming down. Hey, but how about this? Extra points, good. In the rain, not bad. 7-0 Coosa Christian on top. Tuscaloosa Academy have a ball dropped on a 3rd down. This would stall that drive. They would give it back to Coosa. Coosa now would have to punt. The ball goes through the punter's legs, and he gets it away.
Play of the game.
How he found the ball, 1. Number 2, how did he get it off? How, number 3, how did it go far as it did? So it was a big saving play. They're back on offense later in the drive. Johnson with another big run. More Johnson. First down. See the water slushing off the ground. They would have to settle for a field goal here, but again, snap, kick, hold, good. 10-0 Coosa as we go to halftime. Neither team could put together a scoring drive in the 3rd quarter, so we go now to this pass is deflected and intercepted by Mac Long, giving Coosa the ball deep in Tuscaloosa Academy territory, and guess who? Yeah, they're going to go to Johnson again in there for another score. Touchdown, extra point's going to be good. Coosa extends their lead now to 17-0, and that would be the final score. As Conquerors win and advance to the 4th round of the playoffs, they will take on, I'm not sure in the semis? Pisgah. At Pisgah. In the next round, we caught up with the coach and the team, cheerleaders, the whole town after the game.
Hey, this is Coach Thorpe from High School Football Alabama's After the Game tonight at Coosa Christian, the victorious Conquerors. Guys, what do you think about that win tonight, guys? Coach, I know you got to be proud of your football team tonight. You know, these weren't the best conditions in the world, and I guess your rainy day plan worked out for you tonight.
Yeah, I thought the kids executed. I thought we blocked up front pretty consistently all night, and I thought we blew them off the ball. You got to give them credit. I thought they played us tougher than they did down there. It's always tougher to beat a team the second time, and I thought our defense played outstanding. I thought that I don't remember them ever getting inside the 20-yard line. I know Grayson had a big pick in the end zone, which was a big turning point in the game, but I don't remember ever getting it back down there. So a lot of credit to our defensive kids, and then offensively, our offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage, and Tuscaloosa stacked in there pretty tight, and I thought they had a better plan this time. And you just got to get used to playing in those type conditions and know that the game's going to be close. It's going to be low scoring. I mean, you'd like for it to be not that way, but that's just the way it is.
Coaches, I know you got to be proud of the way the team started out. You got a 3-and-out, and then you got the football back and kept it about 7 minutes, didn't throw a pass. You know that had to be a great start for your team. And then you finished the half. I know you didn't get the touchdown, but you got a great field goal right there. So you ended the half right, you started it right, and then you come out and finish it up in the second half.
Well, we didn't finish inside the red zone in the right before half. It should have been up 14-0. We had a penalty, and then we you got to give George some credit. He hit all his field goal, his extra points, the snap. Our snapper did a great job. Our holder held it, and then the ball that they snapped over his head, he went back and got it, and then got the punt off up to midfield. Was maybe that and Grayson was probably 2 of the biggest plays in the game, because things that could go awry. That if they score, we don't get the punt off. They get it blocked or whatever. It's a different ball game. And like I tell them all the time, 2 or 3 plays, you know this, will determine a ball game, especially in these conditions. And I thought we made the plays tonight to win the game.
Yeah, as I was watching the ball game, in your punter on that snap down there, I thought too that he made one of the biggest plays of the game, just being able to get it off. I thought they may try to tackle him, but they tried to block it, and he did a great job getting it off, and that gave you defense a chance to get a stop. Yep. So that was a great play in the game. Overall, you have to. I mean, it was just a team win. Everybody contributed. Your kicking game did an excellent job. Your offense and defense. You know what happens when that happens, guys? You get a victory, and it's on to where? The semifinals. Yeah, I know. I understand that you got another week. You got more week to grind.
You got one more week to grind, and so it's Thanksgiving week, and we will enjoy it. And we're going to do it. I always do a Thanksgiving dinner for the players on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and when the parents come in, and it's a good time. I think in today's society we sort of forget Thanksgiving. You know that. Me and you, I'll tell this story real quick. Me and you used to go hunting on Thanksgiving and eat at Subway on Thanksgiving Day because we'd punish ourselves because we wasn't in the playoffs. So usually in coaching, if you're not in the playoffs, if you're at Thanksgiving and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, you've not had a good year in coaching. So, but when you're coaching and you're playing during Thanksgiving, that means you've had a really good year, or a good year, not a great year, a good year.
Well, the last thing I want to say to these players and cheerleaders and administration, all of you, be humble. You're in the playoffs. Be thankful during this thankful season. Just be thankful that where you're at, and just continue to grind and keep doing the right things. This is high school football, Alabama. We're out.
Gotta love it, Coach. He's getting better. I'm telling you, he's getting better at that. We're out. You got a tagline now.
We're out.
That's your
hashtag. We're out.
Hashtag we're out.
Hey, here's the deal. Russ Probst wins.
Everywhere
he goes, he wins. Winning at Coosa Christian state semifinals. Next week, the matchup everybody thought we would see last year. Now we're going to see it this year, and that is Coosa Christian and Pisgah.
Well, one thing is defensively, for the year, they've had 62 sacks. Count that. That's almost 5 sacks per game. Who's even thrown it that many times against us? What I wouldn't do.
Yeah, no doubt.
Quit giving them an opportunity. But
well, the thing is, though, they are also up big in a lot of games.
Yeah, and people are trying to come back, and they're getting picks and things, and just defensively tonight just carried the game for them. I mean, I know their offensive line did well and did what they had to do. The center was phenomenal. Only had one bad snap the whole ball game. I mean, in that muck we was out there sitting in.
You were actually in the muck. We were on like.
At least
turf
you were on
fields.
turf.
I was on turf.
And I was on dry turf.
Yeah, dry turf.
Yeah, we know.
It was foggy. It was smoky, and it was Black Creek Parkway there. The creek, Black Creek.
Yep.
That runs into the Coosa River. That's what it was.
Guys, let's go ahead now and go to our next bracket, our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Class 4A bracket now. Really interesting in Class 4A. We will begin in the South with our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Class 4A bracket and rematch. That's what we're going to use a lot of right now as we go to that bracket in Class 4A right now. I think we got that coming, hopefully. If we can pull that up, Class 4A bracket, our Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden. There it is. You know, in the regular season, this was a rematch, Jackson and W.S. Neal. Jackson won 30-7 in the regular season, 50-7 tonight against W.S. Neal in the rematch. And then St. Michael Catholic beat Bullitt County tonight, 52-20. That game was at Fairhope. Jackson played at home against W.S. Neal, 52-22. St. Michael beating Bullitt County. So next week it's the rematch. This is not only a rematch of the regular season game where St. Michael beat then number 1 Jackson 49-39. This is a rematch of last year's South Alabama championship game in the semis where Jackson beat St. Michael 49-28. This game, the last time they played in the regular season was at Legion Field in Jackson. This time it will be at The Nest in Fairhope where the St. Michael Cardinal, the Cardinal Nest, They will play there. Jackson now number 2, St. Michael number 1. So now the roles are reversed. It was 1 versus 2 the last time, but Jackson was 1, St. Michael was 2. Now St. Michael will come in as the 1, Jackson the 2. Jackson 11-2, St. Michael 13-0. South Alabama championship game, a berth to the Super 7 on the line next Friday night in Fairhope. Coming to the north, Good Hope and Plainview. We got that wrong. Plainview beat Good Hope 28-7. So we got that one reversed. But
You got Plainview on the right side over here.
Yeah, Plainview beat Good Hope 28-7. And Anniston beat Deshler tonight 31-7 up in Tuscumbia. Great scene today at Anniston High School. The team on chartered buses with Anniston police officers coming down Woodstock Avenue in Anniston, and they had the band and all the people in the community. The entire student body was on there cheering them on. And boy, Anniston, there's the corrected score, Plainview 28-7. So next Friday night, Black Friday, how about this matchup? Anniston 13-0, Plainview 13-0. Number 5 Plainview, number 4 Anniston. Battle of undefeateds at Plainview Stadium in Rainsville next Friday night. North Alabama Championship. The winner goes to the Super 7. Guys, these games, 4A might have the best semifinal games next week. St. Michael and Jackson, Anniston and Plainview.
I sure wish that game was here. I don't think I want to go to Sand Mountain or up there. That's a stroke. So
Gonna be a stroke I'm fixing to make.
Are you going?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make that one too.
I was gonna
I
say.
think we're going to head that way next Friday night.
I'm just intrigued to go watch because I know the speed and the skill that Anniston has.
Yes.
My only reason for going is to watch what Jeremy Pruitt does defensively to try to combat that, just to give them a chance. Because Plainview's going to look at it, his daddy's going to say, we're just going to try to keep it away from them.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Anniston's been able to hit some of them over the top throws.
That's right.
And that is going to loosen up a lot of the run defense. Because, I mean, if it was just the run game, they could,
Yes.
I'm sure Pruitt could find a way to bracket all that in. But the fact that they can go over the top, it's a different story.
And here's a little twist for you here. You can't make too much of this, but guess who those two teams played in the Fall Jamboree up at Rangeville? Each other. They played in the Fall Jamboree back in August at Plainview.
And I also
Probably never would have known.
I also remember that Plainview secondary is very, very young. And all it takes is just one bad coverage, touchdown pass, makes a difference.
Farmers and Merchants Bank, we gave away the Spirit Scholarship here last week. Farmers and Merchants Bank also presenting our Player of the Week in addition to the Spirit Scholarship. Great supporters of high school football, 110 years in business with 5 locations in Piedmont, in Anniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and in Center. They have now given away over $36,000 in scholarships to local high school students just in Calhoun and Cherokee counties in the last 7 years, and they're not done yet. They've got more scholarship money on the way. We'll be back. When we come back, we're going to announce our Game of the Year winner and also going to announce our Play of the Year winner. That is next.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware bringing you our highlights throughout the year. They are more than just your local hardware store. They're your hometown partner in getting things done, from blueprint takeoffs to job site delivery, custom paint matching, lock keying. They've got the tools, the know-how. They do glass cutting, replacement windows and doors, fill your propane tank. They have Ace Rewards. They have a great support with their commercial and industrial sales team, and they are local. How local? They're in Oxford. They're in Lincoln. They're in Jacksonville. They're in Talladega. They're in Roanoke. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware bringing you our highlights on these Football Friday nights. Well, we are counting down now to our awards. And we have our winners voted by you. This is not selected by us here at After the Game. This is selected by you. We are going to begin with our Dad's Barbecue Top of the River Game of the Year, selected by you. Who is it for the 2025 season? It's this game right here at Lou Scales Stadium in Alexandria on October 17th. Coach Short, Alexandria's 36-28 win over Cherokee County. Our viewers said that this was the game of the year, and I think I agree 100% with our viewers.
Great crowd, great ball game. You couldn't ask for any more than what we got to witness that night. And like I said, those are 2 blue bloods right there going at it when there was a lot on the line. And big-time players on both sides made big plays.
We will have an award that we're going to give, courtesy of the folks at Awards to Remember and the folks at Top of the River and Dad's Barbecue. Probably going to come out to a basketball game out at the Larry Ginn Gymnasium at some point in time here in soon at a home basketball game, and we will present that award to the Alexandria Valley Cubs, really to the whole team, for the game of the year. Alexandria beating Cherokee County by a score of 36-28. That was back on October 17th. That is our Top of the River Dad's Barbecue Game of the Year. All right, now we've got another award to give, something new this year. This is our Core Sports Medicine Play of the Year. We showed you just a few moments ago our Play of the Night from the 11 weeks of the regular season. Now it's time to show you what you, again, voting on Facebook, liking at High School Football Alabama's Facebook page, our Play of the Year. You, the fans, selected this play as the Play of the Year. MJ Morris of Alexandria with the opening kickoff, a 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown out at Lou Scales Stadium, Larry Ginn Field at Death Valley in Alexandria, as Alexandria went on to a big win against White Plains. Coach, this was White Plains' first ever appearance in football at Death Valley in Alexandria, and the opening kickoff, Alexandria returns at 91 yards for a touchdown.
Well, that's not a great way to start your first time out there, but I've been out there before when things start like that too, so it's a tough place to play. But again, we had some great plays this year, some unbelievable plays by a lot of great players, but I think the fans did us right.
The Alexandria folks really turned out. So we've got an award for MJ Morris. Probably the same night when we come out there for our game of the year, we're going to present our Core Sports Medicine Play of the Night. We'll have an award for MJ Morris as well. When we come back, we've got more highlights and more brackets as we roll on this Football Friday night.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anderson Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Addison Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed Vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
Cheaha Cheer and Tumble sponsoring this year our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. A phenomenal success as they came in, presented a trophy. They presented the belt bags this year live in studio. If you are looking for top-tier tumbling and cheering in East Alabama, Cheaha Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. They offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, even custom training for school cheer teams. And if you're planning a party, great thing to have. They'll host it for you. They're nationally recognized all-star teams trained right here at home in Oxford. Join the Cheaha family where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheahaCheerandTumble.com today. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, coming to you live tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center. Quintard Avenue in Anniston at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on this. It's not the last football Friday night of the year, but it's the last football Friday night for us at After the Game. Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett, our entire hardworking team who we saw and met earlier here. We're wrapping things up on this football Friday night, but not before we take you down to Wadley tonight. This game was sending shot about 8 o'clock tonight, 8:15, 8:30.
I kept looking at my phone. I was like, is that right?
What?
Surely that's not-
Hubbardsville?
Surely that's not right.
Hubbardsville was undefeated now.
Yeah.
Coming into this thing. But Hubbardsville was up by 2 scores on Wadley, but it didn't last for long.
Yeah, both teams 12-0. Both teams with 1 forfeit on the season. Number 5, top 5 matchup had all the billing, right? Quick thing, though. Coach of Hubbardsville, name is Caleb Hines, hired in 2021. First coaching change at that school since 1977. It's a long time. I was born in 78, so that's a long time ago. Hines took over for Lamar Harris, who coached at the school for 43 years.
Had a chance to interview Coach Harris.
Okay.
They went to the Super 7 about 4 or 5 years ago, went to the Super 7. Had a chance to interview him. You want to talk about one of the class guys in all of high school football in this state? Lamar Harris at Hubbardsville, as you said, 43 years. Just, I mean, you can throw out legend and icon and all that kind of stuff. When you've been at one school for 43 years, especially in a small town in Fayette County,
I was going to say,
it's unreal.
You
There's
made
no
anybody
words.
mad? You made anybody mad?
Oh.
Enough to give. So there's only one other coach in the state history to go at least 43 years. Who is that head coach?
Glenn Daniel Luverne, maybe.
No.
Glenn Daniel Luverne?
Yeah.
Only
How
other
many
coach
years?
to do 43 years at a school in Alabama. The Rebels.
Vestavia?
Yes. Buddy Anderson.
That's
Buddy
going-
Anderson.
yeah.
Only other
I
one to
didn't-
do it.
I didn't know it was that long.
That's incredible longevity.
Was he the head coach for 43 years?
Head coach 43 years. Yep. So, a little trivia.
Little more
I wanted to throw that
politics.
there.
Little more politics there.
Little
Here's
politics in that one. Let's go to the highlights and see if this one took place. It was fun to look over as I was kind of breaking this one down. 0-0 is the score. Wadley, Hubbardsville. They start out with an onside kick, and Hubbardsville would recover, giving them great field position. Hubbardsville with a short field. Blaze Wakefield throwing to Kane rushing for a 12-yard score, and they're on the board first. 2-point conversion is going to be no good, so it's 6-0. Wadley's Demarius Spradling hits Cartavian Lynch for 15 yards. Then Jaquez Wilkes.
He's small,
My
fella.
goodness. All right, I was a little, because I covered Terrence Wilkes, which is his uncle, father, not sure. But he was not that big, and I was shocked when I saw it. Long score for Wilkes, 46 yards, touchdown, extra point, no good, 6-6 to score. Blake Wakefield throws intercepted by Demarius Spradling, giving Wadley back the ball. 11-yard pass here to Lynch again, giving the Bulldogs a short distance here, but they're not going to be able to convert. Hubbardsville actually stuffs this. Turnover on downs. So not only, it's just not free plays here, that's a muscle play with about a yard to go. Hubbardsville holds off. So now Hubbardsville back on offense. Passing, finding rushing for 13 yards and a first down. Hubbardsville's Tyler Strickland now finding pay dirt from 5 yards out. He punches through a couple. Another big guy. A lot of size in this small schools, quote unquote, matchup. 2-point conversion was good, so now it's 14-6. Hubbardsville, look at a little sidewinder action there, getting it just inside. So 14-6 is the score. Wadleyville back on offense. Spradling.
Second quarter, 5 minutes to go.
Hitting Frisco Robertson. 45 yards. Nice catch with a defender draped on his back. Wilkes is going to take it the remainder. Who's tackling that kid?
Not me.
12 yards out. I'm making a business decision. 2-point conversion going to be good as well. They're going to give it to the same guy again, 14-all. Hubbardsville, though, back on offense. 11-yard run by Tyler Strickland. This will set up a 22-yard pass from Wakefield to rushing for another touchdown. That's, at this point, this is right now is when everybody's checking their phones like, is this right? Is this right? This is right. 62-38 is the final. Wadley just turns on that afterburner in the third and fourth quarter and walk away with this one. Huge, odd, great win tonight for Wadley.
Hubbardsville actually went up 26-14, then was 48-12 the rest of the way. Wadley, one of those teams like Moody, you just can't hold the water behind the dam for long.
Yeah.
Eventually, they've got
I
so
feel like
many
we've
weapons.
seen
in
them
offense.
do this a couple times this
Yes.
year. Haven't they like exploded?
Fayetteville.
Who was it?
Fayetteville out of 21-0 in the first quarter.
That's right.
Yeah,
And then you get off the
Gone.
field. It's time for us.
Yep. Like
Same thing against
56-6 the rest of
They
the
were
year.
behind at halftime against Glenwood.
Yes.
And I was at that game, and they won.
Yeah,
They
that's
come
amazing.
back and won that game.
Great talent there at Wadley. Wadley trying to get back to the Super 7, trying to repeat as Class 1A state champions. They'll go to Addison next week to play for the North Alabama Championship in Class 1A.
Oddly enough, that's the last time I saw a game in Wadley was when Terrence Wilkes and Terrell Zachary were seniors. They hosted Addison. They lost to Addison on the road.
Probably Coach White was up at Addison at that time.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as y'all, so I don't know.
Good guy. Right now, it is time to go to our Class 5A brackets now. 5A very interesting as well. This is our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden 5A brackets in the South. Viger beat Central Clay County tonight 14-0 down in Pritchard. And there will be a new state champion in Class 5A. Defending state champion Montgomery Catholic. They lost at home tonight to number 1 Williamson 41-10. So here's another rematch next week down in Mobile. It will be Viger, 11-2, ranked number 3, taking on number 1 ranked and 13-0 Williamson of Mobile. Rematch of the regular season game they played less than a month ago. Williamson won the game 22-14, so a very competitive game. This will be a rematch at Williamson. I think they play at Lab People Stadium, and that will be for the South Alabama Championship in 5A. Bringing it north, we're going to see in the North Alabama side of things as we flip to the north, I think, if we can go and do that. I don't know if we've got it. I don't know what's quite, if we're stuck there. There we go. Scottsboro beat Fairview last night 16-14.
Great game.
Yeah, it came down to a field goal.
About a minute and a half to go. A heck of a kick, too. Yeah.
Yes. And then Moody tonight, you saw the highlights earlier, they beat a very good Briarwood Christian team 51-27. So next week it will be number 2 Moody traveling to Scottsboro. Scottsboro lost 4 football games this year. They came into the playoffs at 6-4. Now they're 9-4, not even ranked at the end of the regular season. Moody playing at Trammell Stadium at Scottsboro. Neither team, we've only had, of the 4 that are left in Class 5A, only 1 has ever won a state championship, that being Viger. Williamson, Scottsboro, Moody have never won a state championship. So we'll see how things go in Class 5A, and that's your Class 5A brackets. And now it's time for our final extra point, not only of the night, but our final extra point of the year, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Only 8 teams in the AHSAA are allowing 10 points or less defensively this season, and 2 of the 8 are from Calhoun County. Before tonight's quarterfinal games, Piedmont has allowed only 110 points, an average of 9 per game. Anniston had given up just 121 points. They only gave up 7 tonight, an average of 10 per contest. Class 1A Maplesville has the top defense in the state of Alabama. Maplesville had a shutout again tonight. They were only giving up an average of 2.3 points per game. Another shutout tonight, so that even went down. Some good defense being played in the state of Alabama, but especially here in Calhoun County.
There's nothing else to do in Maplesville. You better play some defense because there's nothing down there. Red Devils can play some football, though.
I want to see them tackle that kid you just watched.
That would be something to watch.
Well,
They got to get there first.
Last year they didn't. Last year Wadley beat Maplesville 37-7. Maybe a rematch, we'll see, coming up in 2 weeks at the Super 7 in Birmingham. We come back, we'll wrap up the show with the Class 6A and 7A brackets as we put a capper on the 2025 after the game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Jacksonville State University coming off a big win on the football field last Saturday night at home against Kennesaw State to remain undefeated in Conference USA play. And Jacksonville State University knows that college affordability is a top concern, and they're proud to offer a high-quality education at a price that won't break the bank. They have a variety of scholarships, grants, and financial aid options. Choose Jacksonville State University, where a world-class education is within reach. And as always, we tell you every week, the best thing to do is come to the friendliest campus in the South, and you can do that by scheduling a visit at jsu.edu/visit. It is time for our final brackets of the night. Our Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden Class 6A and 7A brackets. Let's get to it, and then we'll get out of here for the 2025 season. Class 6A in the South. How about the Benjamin Russell Wildcats tonight? They were playing at home at the Sportsplex in Ellick City. They beat Hueytown 40-13. They will get Saraland. Saraland tonight outscoring Pike Road on the road in the Montgomery area at Pike Road 56-32. So you're going to see Ben Russell and Saraland. That game will be at Saraland down in Mobile County next Friday night. Ben Russell ranked number 4, Saraland number 2. Ben Russell is 12-1. Saraland is 12-0. By the way, Ben Russell, they were in the semis in 2005. They were in the semifinals again in 2015. And now they're in the semifinals again in 2025. So every 10 years, it seems, Ben Russell makes it to that semifinal round. Should be a great game next week. And then in the North in Class 6A, tonight, Muscle Shoals, they beat Mountain Brook over at Mountain Brook 24-7. Clay Chalkville had their way with Homewood in an all Jefferson County matchup out at Clay, 35-10. The Cougars win that one. I think this is going to be a great matchup next week. This will be 13-0, ranked number 1 Clay Chalkville, traveling to Muscle Shoals, to Moore Stadium to take on the Trojans, who are also undefeated at 12-0. And 7A now. The 7A semifinals were tonight. Auburn's a tough team to figure out. They lose to Vestavia Hills opening week of the season, 42-14, but they come back and beat them in the playoffs at home, 51-40. They beat Opelika at Opelika 17-10, but tonight at home they lose to Opelika 31-28, and it was 31-14 at one point in time. This game was phenomenal, but Opelika wins it. They're going to the Super 7. And then another great game just 30 miles down the road at Garrett Harrison Stadium in Phoenix City. Thompson holding off Central of Phoenix City. They have played 5 times until tonight, with all of them being in state championship games. Thompson holds on to beat Central Phoenix City 35-34. So we got a little new blood coming into the state championship game. This will be Opelika, number 10, 9-3, taking on number 3 Thompson. They also come in. Excuse me, Opelika's 10-3. Thompson also 10-3. They played tremendously tough schedules. This will be the Wednesday night, December 3rd, Protective Stadium in Birmingham. This will be your 7A title game, Opelika and Thompson. Now, do you know who Benjamin Russell's only loss was to? Who's in the 6A semis? Opelika.
Oh, yeah.
Opelika. So, guys, your impressions of 6A and 7A.
Well, Central Phoenix City was down 35-14 at one time. And come back, and I'm sure Coach will have to answer a lot of questions, Mark, because he went for 2 to win it. Went for 2 to win it and didn't make it in the ball game.
Patrick Nixon.
Most people think that may have been the state championship game played there, because Central Phoenix City has just run the other 2 off the field, because they were all from the same region, all 3 of them.
Opelika, you can say what you want to say about Opelika, but they've beaten some very good football teams, playing in a very tough competitive region. So it'll be interesting. I'm just excited about that matchup in 7A, because we're finally getting
Something
a little bit of something different.
Yeah.
there.
Well,
So,
6A and 7A both, you know what, some things never change. And it's almost the same people, year after year after year after year. It don't change, especially in 7A. As much as they tried to make it different, it's still, you've got some of the same people still there.
Well, that's going to do it for our show. We've got the semifinals coming up next week on Black Friday in classes 1A through 6A. The 7A Super 7 is set, as we said, between Thompson and Opelika at Protective Stadium in Birmingham. But for us here on High School Football Alabama, after the game, our season is done. 14 straight weeks. As Coach said earlier, thank you not only to all the coaches and the athletes, cheerleaders, band members, all the administrators, superintendents, principals, but most especially, we want to thank our supporters, through our advertisers, our sponsors, have been phenomenal, jumping on board with us for another year. And they also want to thank, most importantly, you, the fans out there, for watching us. We appreciate it. For Coach Michael Short, for Chad Barnett, our entire hard-working team. We will see you next year. A lot of good things still coming on our High School Football Alabama Facebook page, so watch for that.
You're exactly right. And you know what? 1, 2, 3.
We're out.